Right guys, we are live. Welcome to Sunday night's late night agenda. I am of course your host Craig and you're very welcome along to the show. It's been a great weekend for the Reds. Results kind of went our way today if you take into account that Chelsea dropped points. So taking all into account, it's a pretty damn fine weekend. Top of the league, motherfuckers. What do you think of that? I am over the moon, guys, with the way things have went for the Reds for the start of this season. Again, if you're looking at the setup, we have changed things around a little bit. If the camera looks a bit different to you, the lighting, things like that, we've upgraded our equipment, so we're trying to get used to it. You know, when you get new toys, you're trying to figure them out and see how they go. I see a couple of people popping into the chat already, guys. How are you? Kill for Hire's in, Morgan's in, Farwell, Andre, Christopher. Guys, how the hell are we? Are we enjoying the weekend? Are we enjoying being top of the league, top of the pile? Doesn't get much better than this. Go get it, baby, said Dave. I'm getting it. I don't know about the baby part. We'll work on that. Andre, Brandon, how are you? Chelsea draw, West Ham away. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. How beautiful is that? I'm over the moon, guys. I'm so happy with this weekend. Yesterday's game, we'll get to it, but my God, what a game of two halves that was. Very different, those two halves of football. The first half's the important one, obviously. We'll get there. Just say hello to a few people before we get going. Brandon, Steve, Louis, Maine, Farwell, how are we all? I hope you're enjoying the weekend. It's winding down to a close now. Unfortunately, tomorrow is Monday and people are back at work. It's the shitty part. Got another game on Wednesday though, something to look forward to. Perhaps, I don't know. Is it something to look forward to? We'll get to that as well later on in the show. As we always say, guys, this is your show. I have a few things I want to have a chat about, but all in all, you let me know what you want to talk about because Late Night Agenda is a fan show. You let me know and I try and go through the topics. Junior's in the house. How are you, Junior? Matt Nearthen's with us. How are you, Matt? Tony's here. Tom Boland, Stephen Taggart. Lots and lots of people. Guys, let's go through the game yesterday. Let's have a little chat perhaps about the starting 11. What did we make of this one? Couple of changes in there. Let's be honest, none of us seen Joe Matip coming in for Joe Gomez, and we'll get to his performance a little bit later on. The front three as well, unchanged. Didn't see that coming. Sheridan Shaqiri coming in. Interesting stuff as well. James Milner getting a rest. You know, to be fair, that was badly needed for Jimmy Milner. He's been absolute quality this season so far. But a rest would probably do him no harm. But I have to say, the big shock for me, guys, about yesterday's performance was the inclusion of Joel Matip. Now, I want to have a little chat about how Joel got on in the game. I thought he was, just one word for it, excellent. And do you know what, I'm eating humble pie here because you guys have heard me say time again, not a fan of Joel Matip, don't think he can get a run of games out of him. I stand by that statement. I still don't think we'll get a run of games out of him, but taking yesterday's game as a single event, I thought he was absolutely fucking excellent. Some of the balls and the range of passing from that man yesterday were exquisite. He played Mo Salah in a couple of times. Obviously we have his goal as well. What a header. My goodness, did he get on the end of that and guide it into the top corner. Can't argue with that. So for me yesterday, guys, Joel Matip came in and he proved the point to the manager. He certainly proved the point to me. Not that he has any fucking point to prove to me. But I thought he was absolutely fantastic yesterday in his performance. That's the Joel Matip I remember when he came to the club. The Joel Matip that we talked about Alan Hansen occasionally. The Joel Matip we compared to Daniel Agger for carrying the ball out of defence and being able to step into the midfield. As we said, the range of passing from deep yesterday was absolutely quality from the gentleman. So, got to give him credit. I thought he was brilliant yesterday. Really confused about the whole Shaqiri situation because I put up a poll on the Anfield Agenda Twitter account yesterday and I asked people man of the match. So I gave Andy Robertson as a choice, Jordan Henderson as a choice and Mo Salah as a choice. And then, you know, on Twitter you have 4 options. So the fourth option I said, other, comment below. And I'm not lying when I say that 90% of the comments below were all saying Shaqiri, Big Shaq, Shaqiri. Because people loved that performance from him yesterday. Take the free kick out of it and still talk about his performance. He was everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. So when he went off at half time, everybody, myself included, seemed to assume that he picked up a knock or a bit of an injury or something. But you look back to what Jurgen Klopp said afterwards and he said that it was more a tactical thing, that he thought Shaqiri did very well offensively in the first half, but that defensively he was a little bit, I won't say the word suspect, but not quite up to the speed that he wants him to be in the defensive aspect. So that shocked the fuck out of me, I have to say. It's very rare for our gaffer to make a substitution that early, particularly in a game that we went in a half time 3-0 up and Shaqiri was after having a major impact on. I don't ever criticise Jurgen Klopp because Jurgen Klopp knows a lot better than me. A lot better than all of us, let's be honest. But it seemed a very odd move for me yesterday, taking Shaqiri off after he put in such a good first 45. I'll come to you guys now to see what you feel about it. But I just wanted to have a quick chat about the two major changes yesterday. So Joe Matip, Sheridan Shaqiri, and for me, both guys were excellent. We only got 45, of course, out of Shaqiri, but what a 45. What a free kick. Very unlucky that not to go in. Look, Mo Salah went in, banged in the rebound, but you would have liked to have seen Shaqiri get it because it was exquisite. As I said, I'll go into the chat now, see how everybody's feeling in there, and we'll go back and have a chat about a few other things later on. I'm watching Boca Juniors versus River Plate. That'll be a belter of a game to watch, to be fair. Right, what else have we got? Hello, I think I have acrophobia. Cool, great weekend. Happy day, said Mr. Bugsy. Good evening, everybody, said Crosby Red. Not me. Monday's off for Steve Lyons. Can't argue with that. Extra long weekend for Steve-O. Matip was so good, said Morgan. What's even better is Chelsea have been found out. I have a good feeling about the two games against them, said Carl Asby. Evening Reds, how are we all feeling? Nice to see you today, Craig, said Keane. Well, firstly, guys, thank you. Again, I enjoyed my evening off yesterday. It was the first time I've had a night off in God knows how long. So I watched the boxing watched Anthony Joshua do his thing. Really good fight, actually. Top Povetkin, I know I'm going off subject here, but Top Povetkin came to fight. He gave Joshua a couple of scares in the early rounds, but Joshua, look, he did the job, got it done in 7. You guys heard me saying all week 5 to 8. Anybody who asked me about the boxing, I said Joshua will do it between rounds 5 and 8. He did, round 7. And of course, did I have money on it? Did I put money on it? I lost money on about everything else this weekend. Didn't put a shilling on that one. Did someone say 100% record? Said Nabil Fakir. I think I heard that murmuring somewhere, Nabil. 100% record, you say? Who might that be? Are we talking about Chelsea? Are we talking about Spurs? Liverpool? Absolutely, guys. 100% record. 6 wins out of 6. Top of the motherfucking table. 7 wins out of 7, including the Champions League. Because, you can't forget about that little 3-2 victory over Paris Saint-Germain. Got to throw that in as well. It's great to see so many people in the last couple of days on social media so happy with what's happening from a Red point of view this season. The next couple of games, well, the next 4 games, and we will have a talk about them as the stream goes on. The next 4 games are going to be tough. This is our first seriously tough patch of the season. We have Chelsea at home in the League Cup on Wednesday. Then we've got Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge on Saturday in the Premier League. I think it's Saturday. At the weekend, anyway, in the Premier League. Then we have a trip to Napoli. Not going to be an easy game of football. Then, of course, we come back and we have a game against Manchester City in the Premier League. I am fucking buzzing for the next 2 weeks. I'm off on holidays in 15 days. So for me, this is the perfect way to send me off on holidays. And then, of course, I have the Conor McGregor fight as well. So what a fucking 2 weeks this is to be a Red. And what a 2 weeks it is to be an Irishman. So I'm very much looking forward to it. We'll go through a few more things as well. I just want to read some more comments. Great weekend. The footy, said Crosby Red. Chelsea crap. LFC top. The Manx draw. Loving this season. 6 out of 6. I'm fucking buzzing, said Alpha G. Anthony said, good evening everybody in the chat. And guys, I want to say as well, this weekend, the stream, we had in total, if you take it across Periscope, YouTube and Twitch, we had in excess of 40,000 people viewing the watch-along this Saturday. Over 40 fucking K. That might sound like small potatoes to some YouTube channels, but my God, to me and Connor, that means the world. Going back to those numbers yesterday, we were refreshing and watching them go up and up and up. But more than that, we gained 176 subscribers yesterday, and that's a lot down to you guys. So again, we just want to take a moment to say thank you. Gaining 176 subs, going past 4K yesterday on the stream. Fucking hell. We'd set ourselves a target of 3.9 this week and thought it might have been optimistic. So 4,000 subscribers, and sailed past that, by the way. I think we're only about 20 away from 4.1k. What a weekend it's been. To see the Reds go top of the table, to see some of the lovely chat with you guys yesterday, to get to enjoy that win again with you. What a weekend it was. I couldn't ask for any more, guys. I'm absolutely over the moon. Joseph Reardon said, what's up Reds, what's up Craig, Ray Heffernan's in the house. Alright Reds, top of the league on a Sunday night. We're never ever going to lose again. I wish, mate. I fucking wish that was the way. There's still always a few sour cunts around, isn't there? put up a few posts on Twitter because I dipped my toe back into Twitter this weekend, only on the Anfield Agenda account. Bear in mind, I wouldn't go near my own account again. Far too toxic in there for me. But I dipped my toe in the water to this Twitter again this weekend, and there was lots of positivity, which was great to see. Lots of people in good form, but there was still those few miserable bastards. You know, you put up the post that says, describe in 4 words how you feel after the performance yesterday, yada yada yada, loads and loads, but there's always that one little fucker that has to have a little whinge and a little moan, doesn't he? It's like you're not allowed to enjoy being top of the league because you have to be reminded that you haven't won it in 28 years, or you're not allowed to be top of the league because you have to be reminded that you've had one trophy in 10 years. These people must have awful lives. How can you not enjoy Liverpool winning 7 out of 7? Liverpool being on top of the Premier League. Liverpool beating Paris Saint-Germain at home. I mean, fuck me. If you cannot enjoy this, I don't know why you're supporting the club. I just don't, not even the club. I don't know why you watch football. This is what it's all about. We haven't had this type of a start to a season since I was a child. And look, I'm bald now. I'm a bald, old, fucking overweight Irish man. And I haven't seen this start to a league campaign for the Reds since I was a kid. So take that, like. If you can't be happy with that, why are you watching football? It's mad. He is saving him for Wednesday, said Ream, with regards to Joe Gomez. I think you're right. I think he was just giving him a little breather. Couldn't have been because of his performances anyway. We know his performances are absolutely mustard, like, so definitely wasn't to do with that. Tom reckons that Robbo was his man of the match yesterday. I've seen lots of love for Robbo as well, by the way, online. And how could you not love Andy Robertson? I mean, come on. The guy is just brilliant. Good evening, Craig. Good evening, mods, and all the new viewers, said Dirty Girl. Will is in the house as well. Will, how are you, sir? I have moved things around, so now I have my screen with the chat right below the camera in front of me, so I won't have to be glancing off to the left anymore. I can eyeball you guys throughout the whole stream. I can look dead at you and read the chat out as well, which makes my life a lot easier. Because when I was watching it back and I was like this, then at the camera, like this, then at the camera, it's just not as fun as being able to just glance up and down like that. I'm watching Junior or River Plate versus Boca Junior, says Andre. Is that the Super Classico or the Bomba Classico, or just some mad name on that game, I think. Mossy Wassy said, hi all, anyone heard about Moy saying Liverpool? Oh, fuck off, man. I posted about this earlier on. Sorry, I better read out the comment. Anyone heard about Moy saying Liverpool side in his Everton days were better than the 2018 Liverpool? Yeah, I read this earlier on. I posted up about it on our Twitter account. The guy, Gollum, is just lost his damn mind. How can he look at this Liverpool team now and not think that it was better than the ones that he came up against throughout the Premier League era? I'm not saying that we haven't had a better player or two. Perhaps Steven Gerrard was in there, of course, Javier Mascherano and a few others, but come on. Jesus Christ. He just won't give us any credit, will he? He then went on to say that he thinks it's too soon for Liverpool to win the Premier League this year as well. I mean, you're just a fucking miserable bastard, Moyes. Just give it up, you bitter fuck. At least some people are giving us credit, but he's an unemployed, absolute waster of a manager that's never won a fucking trophy in his life. Actually, hang on. He won the Charity Shield, didn't he? The year he came in with Manchester United. So he won the Charity Shield after Sir Alex Ferguson won the league before. So he didn't really win anything. I think he might have won the second division or something like that with Preston as well. So not a serious fucking trophy in the man's managerial career, and he thinks he can just come on and undermine Liverpool yet again. Fuck off, Moyes. None of us listen to you. Sorry, not going on my rant this early. Ryan said, we won the game. Half the points are more important than Shaqiri. We won the game by half time. The points are more important than Shaqiri. Excuse me. They absolutely are. I just thought it was a strange thing to do. Like, is there anybody out there on at half time who thought he hadn't picked up a knock? Because, I mean, surely there wasn't many of us that would have thought, oh, well, he needs subbing. His defensive awareness wasn't correct, or he wasn't doing his tasks that, like, well, I suppose none of us knew what his tasks were, but for us as fans watching it, he was buzzing all around the field. He was popping up everywhere, demanding the ball. I thought he was excellent, but Jurgen Klopp does like a disciplined system, and there are certain players in his system that perhaps get a little bit of freedom, and Shaqiri probably wasn't one of them in that system. I'm talking about Mo Salah really when I say a little bit of freedom. He's the one that usually gets a chance to stay forward. Beat Chelsea and City, then we're 5 points clear both, said Anthony Peters. Be fucking brilliant, wouldn't it? I was just going to ask, and I'll ask a little bit later on actually, how we see these next 4 games going. But my God, if we could beat Chelsea and Manchester City, guys, I don't know. I could be on here topless at some point doing streams. That's that's a nice thought, and it's not unreasonable as well. Some people might think it's a little bit OTT to start talking about beating them both, and we'll hang off. We'll be a little bit more reserved. Mossy Wassy said, Sarri said today that Chelsea will find it hard against our front 3, playing mind games. He may just be being honest, Mossy Wassy, mate. They probably will find it hard against our front 3. They found it hard against West Ham. So you can imagine what it's going to be like coming up against us if they struggled against West Ham today. I see a few people calling Chelsea frauds or saying that they're failures. I mean, I think that's a little bit harsh as well. I think they're awfully reliant on Eden Hazard, and when you're awfully reliant on one player like that, it can tend to be a struggle of a season for you if, he gets injured, hasn't shown up sometimes, has his usual bit of a sulk like he sometimes has. Not underplaying as well the value of the midfield that they have, because you cannot say that N'Golo Kante isn't absolute quality. So yeah, they have a great midfield, but I think goal scoring wise they're a little bit short, and that might come back to haunt them in the season. I wouldn't quite go as far as to call them frauds. Congratulations on 4K, said Anthony Peters. Thank you very much, sir. That's very kind of you. Joseph said, has to be Mings, Nathaniel Klein, Matip, Diggsy, Moreno, Fabinho, Naby, Shaqiri, Lallana. He's not going to be fit. Is he? Is Lallana going to be fit for this game? I don't think so, but maybe I missed out on something there. What else is there? Sarri trying to play mind games, saying Liverpool are a bit forward of Chelsea. I don't believe it. Not a bit. Well, I'd say we are a little bit ahead of Chelsea, to be fair. Fuck him in his mind games. I mean, you'll get the same answer to me on all these things when we talk about managers or other teams. Fuck him, fuck each and every last one of them. But if he wants to say we're a bit ahead of him, great. Let us players hear that. Let us players hear that the Reds are a bit ahead of them. Let them go into the game with that playing in the back of their minds. Modric might get the Ballon d'Or, said Mossy Wassy. Perhaps. And who could begrudge him it? He's had an amazing season. Again, like Ronaldo, he's won the Champions League for, I don't know, God knows how many times, at least 3 anyway. He got to a World Cup final. He got the Golden Ball, wasn't it, for the player of the tournament in the World Cup. Who could begrudge him it? I'll tell you who could begrudge him it. That fucking, I won't say the word I want to say, that fucking idiot that he used to play alongside at Real Madrid, that hating motherfucker, he'd begrudge him it. But the rest of us football fans around the world certainly wouldn't begrudge certainly wouldn't begrudge him it, because he's an absolute quality footballer. I know he was a Spurs player and he played for Real Madrid, who I also don't like, but you cannot not look at Luka Modric and say, wow, what a footballer. One of the best midfielders of our generation. So many people on Twitter hushing us up, be calm, don't overdo it. What the fuck is the purpose, said Farwell. Exactly, enjoy it. They're all like, oh, well, what if we say now we're top of the league, and what if we enjoy it, and then people come back and say, haha, you're not top of the league anymore in 3 months, and? So what? If that happens, it happens. Enjoy it now, motherfuckers. Don't worry about the future. The future will take care of itself. Are people really afraid of somebody putting back up a post of them celebrating back in late September because Liverpool went top of the league? If someone's afraid of some other fucking prick pulling up a post of them being happy, then get off social media, guys. This is not for you. What's your 11 for the League Cup game against Chelsea? Multiple changes or just a few, asks Ant. I honestly haven't got a clue what to expect, Ant. And that was my next question I was going to put to you guys. What type of 11 are you expecting? I haven't got a clue. Mignolet in goal. I'd say that's probably fair to think. As far as defenders, yeah, you'd expect Nathaniel Klein to get a run out and give Trent a rest. I think that will be fair. Centre backs, wouldn't mind seeing Matip hold his position. I wouldn't even mind seeing Joe Gomez going alongside him. Maybe young Nat Phillips as well, I don't know. Left back, Albi. You'd probably expect Albi to get a run. Then the midfield, God, your guess is as good as mine. I've tried to figure out this midfield for normal games, let alone this game, so I'd like to see Shaqiri. I can't even pronounce names today. I'd like to see Shaq get a few more minutes in the midfield. I don't really care who plays alongside him, to be fair. I'd just like to see some players get a rest. I'd like to see Jimmy Milner get a rest. I'd like to see Mo Salah get a rest. I'd like to see Sadio Mane get a rest. I think Bobby could probably play a few more minutes if I'm being honest. Bobby's just one of these people that has infinite fitness and he just seems to be able to go. Although we've heard that said of Sadio Mane by Jurgen Klopp as well. Either way though, guys, it's a game I have to be honest and say I don't really care too much about. I know I shouldn't be saying that, but I'm laser focused on the Premier League and then a little bit of focus on the Champions League. But for me, I am laser focused on the Reds going for this Premier League campaign. The game against Chelsea next weekend, now for me that's where I'd be resting players and having them ready in peak fitness for. I'd be also interested to see how Sarri looks at this and what type of a team he puts out, because I would be expecting a lot of changes from Chelsea as well. I'm not even sure if Eden Hazard will play. No reason to say that other than just a thought process inside my own head, but I'd imagine you probably see Giroud playing up front for them. Not sure about the goalkeeping situation. Cahill might get a game because he hasn't played in a while. Who else have they got to come in? A couple of the young players as well. That young English guy who was off on loan at Palace last year, I can never remember his name. He'll probably come in and get a game as well. They have both clubs can afford to make a few changes, because if you're going to lose the game or if you're going to win the game, it's better either way to do it with a team full of players that, not full of, but a team sprinkled with players that you want to give experience to. Crosby Red said every team in the league would swap places with us, trying to hide their jealousy. Damn right they would, Crosby Red. Damn right. Who wouldn't? And not just for now, not a league position, just the way the club are going, the future for Liverpool. It's damn bright at the minute. Who wouldn't want to come here? Who wouldn't want to swap places with the Reds? You can turn off head on a swivel mode, Craig. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Damo, but I'll turn it off anyway. What's up? Said Joseph. Thomas Boland said, Pepper Red, I'll take that criticism from old Whiskey Nose, but not Moyes the tosser. Randy's joined us. Randy, how are you, sir? Totally agree. Loved Suarez, but he jumped ship stating that it was his dream to play for Barcelona when it was his wife that wanted to move to Spain. Joseph Reardon, I shit on bus. That was fucking brilliant. Shit the bus, mate. You shit the fucking bus, mate. Yeah, your old lad smells of shite. That one was the one that got me in that press conference. Oh my fucking god. Oh, he went full on McGregor there. Full on parody McGregor in that press conference, by the way. I'm gathering a lot of people may or may not have seen the press conference. If you did, I watched it back after the stream the other night because a few people told me I couldn't miss it. I watched it back and Mr. McGregor did not let us down. Fucking hell. He was full on parody Conor McGregor. I shit on bus. I shit on bus. I couldn't stop saying that all night. I was hearing my wife walking around the house going, I shit on bus. And she's looking at me going, what are you fucking on about? Then I watched it, or made her watch it, and she's gone around the house saying the same, I shit on bus. But the best one for me was your old lads thinks of shite, mate. That was just fucking nuts. This is the start of something special, said Mossy Wassy. Chelsea are going to be tested and exposed twice next week. That's why Sarri is in brown pants mode, said Yasser. I love that. Willie in brown pants mode. What else we got? So many people on Twitter hushing up, be calm, don't overdo it, what the fuck's the purpose? We've read that one already. Right, Paul Gormley, where's your comment, sir? We've been entertained last season with nothing to show for it. It's all about points this season and silverware. I'm with you, Paul. I'm absolutely with you, mate. I'm willing to sacrifice a cup or two if it means laser focus on the Premier League. And look, we need to take the Champions League seriously because we all know what we're like in Europe. We can do that as well. We're more than capable of winning that fucking trophy. Pisses me off that they're still talking about Manchester City as favourites in Europe. There's no justification for that whatsoever. None. I'm not even sure. Memory serves. Have they made a semi-final in the Champions League? I can't remember. I don't pay enough fucking attention to them in Europe. West Ham have improved since the international break, said Mossy Wassy. They have, and it's great to see that we got the game against them out of the way, the home game against them out of the way early on in the season when they were still shit. Listening while the wife's feeding the kids about a cat and a pit bull. Fucking hell, a cats and a pit bull. And you didn't say wife, you said while feeding the kids, excuse me. A cats and a pit bull, mate. Jesus Christ. Bit of work going on for Farrell tonight. They not kill each other, buddy, no? My goodness. Maybe I'm just, looking at too many Tom and Jerry cartoons here, but I didn't think cats played well with pit bulls. I shit on the bus, that's what Klopp said to Mourinho. You guys were in top form tonight by the looks of it. Loving the chat. Craig, it's so good to end the day with an hour or two popping into the stream and listening to your point of view and chats. Thank you very much, Jake. That's really kind of you to say. Genie needs to be rested. Hope Lallana gets a run, said Mighty Lad. Genie Wijnaldum. Guys, can we take a minute? Can we take a minute to have a little chat about Genie Wijnaldum? He is, for me, the biggest surprise package of the season. And maybe I'm doing him a massive disservice for saying he's a surprise package because he's been a top level player for a few seasons now. But for me, he's almost undroppable in that midfield. He has been absolute quality every single time I've seen him. And we often heard, he was beaten with the stick that he can't score away from home. Well, look, he did that earlier on in the season, which is great. He also scored in the Champions League semi-final away at Roma last year, which, again, away from home. So he's finally got the monkey off his back for the away goal in the league, which is great. I love the guy. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I love the calmness, the coolness. I don't know if it's Dutch people, but they just exude calmness and confidence. Van Dijk has it. As we said, Gini Wijnaldum has it. Dirk Kuyt was a little bit different. He had the calmness, but he was Energizer Bunny mode as well, so a little bit different. But yeah, can we have a couple of sentences from everyone about Gini Wijnaldum and what you're thinking of his season this year? For me, he's been excellent. Nothing but quality. Anthony's team is Mignolet, Klein, Matip, Gomez, Moreno, Hendo, Fabinho, Keita, Mane, Sturridge and Shaqiri. Yeah, pretty good team there, mate. No problems with that one whatsoever. Wouldn't mind seeing one or two youngsters in there though, if I'm being honest. Or at least get some minutes in the game. The child who lives in a bin is back with us. How are you, Sarah? Seen you on yesterday's stream. Great to have you back. Feels like a while, mate. Everything okay? Were we away on holidays or anything? Look, never mind that. I don't mean to pry. Just great to have you back with us. Ian Turlington is in as well. Ian, how are you, sir? Joseph Reardon says, Saturday is much more important. Don't give two shits about Wednesday. Play the B team. Genie needs to be rested. Hope Lallana gets a run, said Mighty Lad. Yeah, it would be nice to see him get back on, to be fair. That injury was picked up just at the wrong time for him. He's not getting much of a break out of Milan at all, is he? Missed the tail end of last season with injuries and then picks up one at the start of this season after him spending the summer getting himself ready. Hopefully now he gets a run, because you hate to see people get on a bad run of form like that with injuries. We've seen it with Danny Ings over and over again. And thankfully it looks like he's settled down a bit now at Southampton. Scored a few goals for them. Obviously couldn't play against the Reds at the weekend, but fingers crossed Danny Ings gets a full season because the guy deserves it. Did you see Red Star's choreography before the game versus Napoli? It was also great. I did not, mate. Didn't see any highlights from that Red Star game whatsoever. I shit on Bus. That's what Klopp said to Mourinho. Oh, I love this. That I shit on Bus thing is absolute fucking quality, by the way. See a few more people. Have we got a few newbies in the chat as well? Like this stream or you support ISIS, says Alpha G. Now, I am probably on a watch list somewhere now from the Pentagon for just uttering that statement, even though I'm just reading out a comment on the stream. Says he who's going to America in 2 weeks, gets to the border and they go, no dickhead. ISIS lover, get the fuck out of here. Trumpy says, no. What else have we got? Lallana has gone. He can fuck off and take Moreno, Mignolet too. That's a little bit harsh, dirty girl, to be fair. With all due respect, and we love you on here, but do we really want to talk that badly about Adam Lallana or any other players? You know how much I dislike Mignolet. I mean, I probably dislike Mignolet as much as anybody else, but I'd never even utter something that harsh, perhaps, on the three of them. They're still Liverpool players. We may not want them here a lot of the time, but they're wearing the shirts. You should surely want them to do well. Lallana as well. He seems like a good lad. He seems like a good old egg. Just unlucky with injuries. That's just my take on it anyway. That's just my 2 cents. Hope to see Curtis Jones, Shaqiri, Fabinho and Sturridge in the League Cup, said Ferno. I'd love to see Sturridge bang in a couple, actually, to be fair. He does have something to prove to Chelsea as well. We're getting to the point now in the league where the bottom half teams come to Anfield, will take it 3-0, good times. You could tell that a mile off from the game on Saturday, said Ant. That's pretty much what we accused teams of doing to Manchester City last year, wasn't it? Just coming, bending over, taking it. but then squeezing their butt cheeks a little bit tight at the end just to make sure that there wasn't too much. 3 is enough. And that's pretty much what we've seen, but I thought we were atrocious in the second half. We did what we had to do with regards to seeing out the game, but I would have liked us to put them to the sword, and somebody will this season get it. We said this the other day in the stream. Somebody's going to get a fucking kicking this year from the Reds. Alpha G said, I forgot Lallana existed. Garrett said, Liverpool should put the reserves out on Wednesday. You can't fight on 3 fronts. Germany tried it during the Second World War and was destroyed. It'd be 4 fronts though, Gareth, we'd be looking to fight on, to be fair, but I get where you're coming from. It's the bottom of my priorities. I've made no secret of that. The League Cup for me, put the kids out. If they do well, brilliant. Keep playing them. Make it their competition, but other than that, I want the big guns to be rested for the Premier League campaign. Farrell said, most of the cats are outside. The Pitbull rules. Damn right. I'd imagine he does. Senior Alflamo said, Milner this week. Remember when my manager asked me for the first time if I wanted to play left or right back? That's like asking which one of these guys do you want to spend the night with your missus. Oh, Jimmy Milner, you've got to love him. Jay Kismet said, what a season it's been so far. The state of United fans looking stressed out of what it's all about. Big up from Berlin. Well, firstly, mate, great to have you back with us. Secondly, totally agree with you. I'd add in fuck the United fans as well to your statement. I see Gark Mulbridge had a little bit of a meltdown as well because he's 8 points behind the Scousers already after 6 games. It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? 8 points ahead of them. What are we ahead of Spurs now? 6 or something? Still 6, or is it 6 ahead of Arsenal as well? It's a great start to the season. If we can stretch out a little gap on Manchester City and Chelsea, that would be brilliant. So a couple of good results this week and the following week against those 2 guys would do the season no harm whatsoever. Genie and Gomez have surprised me a lot this season, Craig. Never knew they would be this good, said Ferno. You were on holidays and then you were sick, the child who lives in a bin. But anyway, brilliant to have you back with us, mate. I hope you've recovered. I hope you're feeling better. Pep had a chance to watch his future player destroy his team in the UEFA Champions League from the stands, or watch our future player, excuse me. Fekir was awesome in that game. He was pretty good again tonight. Before I came up, Lyon were 4-1 up against Marseille, which is a pretty good result. All our midfielders have upped their game this season, said Pepper Red. Which they have, you're spot on. There's some competition in that midfield though, let's be honest about it. James Milner, Jordan Henderson, Gino Wijnaldum, Naby Keita, Adam Lallana, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain to come back in, Sheridan Shaqiri, and that's before we start talking about the young guys as well. Serious competition. Genie has been outstanding for the last 18 months. Unsung hero, said Paul Gormley. He's a brilliant footballer, and I think we've said this about him numerous times, but he can play in so many different positions across so many different systems that he must be a manager's dream. Jurgen Klopp must love Gini. I clearly love Gini Wijnaldum, but the faith that he's shown in him, and he hasn't been let down. So maybe you're right, Paul. Maybe us fans have undervalued Gini quite a bit, and I'm not throwing that accusation at everybody. I mean, I'd be guilty of it, I have to say. I think I've underrated him a lot of the time. Certainly when I'd be talking about the best Liverpool midfield, or if I was picking my strongest 3, hand on heart, there probably would have been very few occasions where I would have had Gini Wijnaldum in that 3. But now, after the start he's had to the season, he probably would be in there. Louise said, Stephen Taggart, thank you, well done, like and subscribe. Well, Louise, thank you for joining the stream. Great to have you with us. You're very welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy it. Guys, as I said, this weekend was amazing for us. We got a shit ton of subscribers, which is brilliant. The channel continues to grow. Behind the scenes, we're working on a few other things. We're in discussions, myself, Connor, Cash, Dave. We're trying to see what shows are working or what shows we want to go ahead with. So there'll be some more news as the week goes on, because the podcasts, I want your opinion on this, because Dave asked me to ask you, so I'm going to ask. The video podcasts, how do you feel about them? Like them? Dislike them? Rather have people on in a one-on-one with me on a show? So we're thinking of doing a show perhaps where we do a split screen, me talking to, say, Cash for half an hour, 40 minutes, just face to face. Well, I say face to face, split screen on a screen, but we'll edit it so we're looking straight at each other. And just going back and forth talking about the Reds and what we've noticed this week and what things we've seen in the news and stuff like that? Or would you rather get the guys in and do the video podcasts? We want to do what makes you guys happy, and we want to make the content that you guys want to see. So any suggestions or tips or anything, please put them in the chat, because this is the week we're looking to make some changes. Mignolet, Klein, Matip, Gomez, Moreno, Fabinho, Lallana, Jones, Shaqiri, Sturridge, Origi and Firmino was Christopher's team for the game against Chelsea on Wednesday. What else have we got? Would like to see Sturridge get more game time, said Louise. I think Daniel Sturridge would like to see himself get a bit more game time as well, Louise. He's had a great start to the season though. You can't argue when he's played, he hasn't let us down at all. Where else have we got in the chat? Let me just go through my topics as well, guys, because I have a few things here I wanted to go through. Right, so there was one incident, and this is something that I haven't seen much about on social media, so I want to get your opinion on it. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but there's a video doing the rounds of Mo Salah coming off the field, and there was a young man and his father there, and the young guy was holding up a sign that said, "Mo, can I have your shirt, please?" And the dad was trying to get Mo's attention. Mo Salah seen them, came over, gave the young man his shirt, made his day, great, everybody happy. So that's how I reacted when I seen the video at first. But then I spotted one comment on the post on social media that made me think. So whilst it's lovely for the kids to get these shirts from their heroes, and I've no doubt that it absolutely made that guy's fucking year, and rightly so, brilliant for Mo Salah, brilliant for the young man. But the post that I seen suggested that these type of acts, and maybe parents encouraging their kids to make these signs and stuff, are setting, one, the players up for a massive fall, and two, maybe the kids up for a bit of hurt as well. So what happens if there's one occasion where, I don't want to keep singling out Mo Salah here, so let's say Bobby Firmino's coming off the field and there's a young man there with a sign that said, Bobby, can I have your shirt? And for whatever reason, Bobby keeps walking down the tunnel. Maybe he's pissed off at his performance, maybe things aren't great at home, maybe he's picked up a little injury, whatever reason. So he may head straight down the tunnel. And I'm not saying that all the parents would do this, but you know there'd be some cunt who would put up a video to say that he blanked the child, he walked straight past the child, ignored them, broke the child's heart, doesn't give a shit about the child, the club, the fans, anything like that. And it got me thinking, can these players be put in impossible positions at time? We've seen the incident with Mo Salah when he was driving, and we all know the pricks that tried to send the kids up to him, let's be honest. But there could have been an innocent situation like that as well. This incident with the shirt and numerous other instances. When I was at the Napoli game in Dublin as well, I seen lots of kids holding signs up around the stands, and whilst you don't want to discourage a child from trying to get the attention of the hero, I completely understand that. I mean, it will make the child's life if they get a handshake, a smile, a selfie, whatever from the superstar player. I get that. But sometimes you get the opinion that it might be the parent encouraging the child to do this. And for me, I would hate to feel that my child lost a bit of respect or a bit of love for their idol because he couldn't stop to sign a picture, or because he couldn't give him his shirt or anything like that. So I just want to get your take on it. Is this guy just being a miserable bastard by questioning this act of holding up signs and kids looking for the shirts from the players? Are they putting the players in impossible positions because they can't always do it? And if they can't do it, is that then acceptable to the child who hasn't gotten it? Do they have a right to moan about it? Just things that I picked up on. I like to get different viewpoints on all these type of things, because sometimes we see things very singularly, and I would have always looked at that and thought, oh, beautiful gesture, well done Mo, young man is happy, dad must be proud as punch, mum must be over the moon, everybody goes home happy, great job. But I never thought about the day where perhaps Mo couldn't stop or Bobby couldn't stop, and maybe the parents getting the hump, and the child a bit disappointed, of course. And we've all been there where a child's disappointed and we all want to do everything we can to make them feel better, give them a hug, whatever we can do. But sometimes there'll be some bitter fucker as well who will try and belittle the player. So I just want to get your take on that, guys, as well, if you don't mind. The Magnificent 11, said Mossy Wassy. Genie's movement is simply amazing, says Andre. Kang Ozzy said, good evening everybody, did I miss anything? Not really, buddy, we're just kind of getting started on the show, nothing too serious yet, just having a bit of a chat about yesterday's game We'll look ahead to the game on Wednesday a bit more as well as the stream goes on. Genie's so strong on the ball, he surprised me a lot. The way he turns and holds the ball, said Yasser. Genie has some feet, said Mighty Lad. Craig, have you ever been asked for a photo? You assume will be by fans, I reckon, said Alpha G. Weirdly, and this is a really fucking weird answer, I have, which is really odd to say. We were on a flight last year going over to a game, and I was looking on Twitter, I was scrolling through my phone, and I seen a picture of the back of my head on Twitter. And I looked, and I was like, what the fuck? I looked behind me, and some dude was like, I'm behind you, blah, blah, blah. Because he noticed us from the podcast. So he asked, could he get a picture with us? And of course we said yes, but I felt like such a dick. Because it's a weird thing to be asked, especially when you're a nobody. I mean, you're a professional footballer, that's great. You're a fucking singer, that's great. A comedian, whatever. But I'm just an overweight, balding Irish gobshite who talks about football from a fan's point of view with absolutely no superior knowledge or intellect about it whatsoever. So when somebody asks you for a picture or something like that, it's very, very strange. You're wondering, are they taking the piss, to be fair, at first? So yeah, I have been, mate, but it was a really strange experience. Craig, at the Dublin game, a little fella ran up to Alison and gave him a hug, and he gave the kid his gloves, which again is lovely to see. You love seeing the kids going home happy. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever, but I'm just trying to get a mix of opinions on this one. Okay, there's a few more comments I have to get back through, guys, so bear with me. I didn't realise I was this far behind on them. Craig, if Everton lose any more games, they'll fall off the league table, said Stephen Richards. I actually thought of a little song about Everton earlier on. I don't really want to sing it because it's a bit cringe, but I was just comparing Everton basically to that booty call that everybody has, where if they're feeling bad about themselves or things aren't going great, there's always that one person in your life, whether you be male or female, whoever it might be, that you can ring up and, you know, make yourself feel a bit better, or you know that there's an option there for you, let's say. Everton are that kind of team, aren't they? You're going through a slump, things aren't going through well for you, West Ham, haven't won yet in the Premier League season, it's alright, you're playing Everton next, that'll be over, your form will be turned back around. That's kind of how I'm viewing Everton at this moment. It's funny, at the start of the season I heard a few of their fans suggesting Champions League football for them, because they got off to a decent start, but they're reverting back to form, aren't they? The El Blues, God love them. And there was also a video going around social media of some girl at the Liverpool game and had an Everton shirt underneath her top or something like that, and pulled out the Everton shirt a little bit so you could see the badge and said, I think I'm at the wrong stadium or something like that, trying to be funny. In the fucking video, it was just, I don't know, it was just cringy to me. I had fucking tons of views, but it was cringy as fuck to me. 30 Girl said, just mix it up, Craig. 2 people podcast and 3 guests as well. Craig Raggy could be captain on Wednesday, or could have been captain, on Wednesday. I think the new pods are a bit better than the old ones, said Joseph. David Dallo's in the house. How are you, David? Question of the day, said Anthony Peters. Will Everton even make the top 10? And please do answer Anthony's question there, because that's actually a good one to see how people are feeling about it. Not that any of us really give a fuck about the Blues, but interesting to see how people are viewing them. I like everything you guys do on Anfield Agenda, said Damo. That's really kind of you, mate. Thank you. Would love to see Phillips, Jones, Camacho and Fabinho take part in the cup game, said Junior. Joseph's calling Damo a lick arse. Play the kids in the next round, said Stephen Taggart. Understand what you mean, Craig. I would love to see Curtis, Rafa and Phillips play against Chelsea, says Andre. I'd say if it wasn't Chelsea, maybe, and a smaller team, he would have played the kids. I think Chelsea will probably play a fairly weak team as well, though. That's the thing. I don't think they're going to put out a full strength team. I'm so nervous about this week as a lot of my friends are Chelsea fans, said official BXLXL. I wouldn't be too worried about it, mate. I don't give a fuck if we lose on Wednesday. I'd rather win, but I don't really give a fuck if we lose. Of course I'd rather go through. I'm going to keep saying that part. But if we do lose, I'd rather we lost that one and went and won at the weekend away at the Bridge. That would make me much happier. Nothing saying we can't go and win both, but If I had to pick one, it's the league game for me that's more important. But I wouldn't worry about your mates. I mean, they're Chelsea fans. They've fucking nothing to be singing about. They can't even get a new stadium, for fuck's sake. They were promised one. Then their owner threw his toys out of the pram because he couldn't get a visa into America. Then swore blind that the reason they weren't moving to the new stadium was nothing to do with that whatsoever. Plus, most Chelsea fans are miserable cunts anyway, so... This is great. It's great to be able to say stuff like that on here in a safe environment. I know this could break out. A clip of this could go somewhere someday. But I don't really give a fuck what Chelsea fans have to say about me. I only care what you guys, Liverpool fans, have to say. What else have we got? Dirty Girl said, maybe Liverpool need to ban these fans/bastards from setting up the players. A lot of the time, Dirty Girl, I think it's innocent, but I do get where you're coming from. There has been occasions where pretty much has been a setup. The players are in an untenable situation. Will win both games, said Junior. Love that confidence. Jones is a baller, said Mighty Lad. Is it Cat Langle? Am I reading that name completely wrong? Cat Langle, if I'm mispronounced that, apologies. I think the shirt regrets have got out of hand now. Too much pressure on players and breaks kids' hearts if they don't get them. Steve is back with us. Steve, how are you, sir? Great to have you. Haven't seen you in a while. No, you were in the other day, but other than that, I don't think we've seen you in a while. Anthony Peter said, club should take control, Craig. All shirts signed at the end of each game, then donated to charities who could then raffle them, etc. A lot of the shirts are signed at the end of the games, alright, Anthony, but they go up on sale on the club site. Well, they used to anyway. I'm not sure if they've changed that now. You used to be able to buy signed match-worn shirts. I think they were like fucking either £700 or £1,000, but they were ridiculously dear anyway. Holy shit, Stevie G isn't sucking at Rangers, is he? Said Kang Ozzy. No, he's not. Brendan Rodgers is in a little bit of trouble though with Celtic. They haven't had a great start to the league whatsoever. It was a Kilmarnock they lost 2-1 to this weekend as well. But yeah, Stevie G's doing okay with Rangers. Good week, good win today was a 4-0 or something, or 5-0. And then they got a 2-2 draw away at Villarreal in the Europa League, which is a cracking result for Rangers. Where was that comment about the parents? I do like this little touchpad thing I have to play with now, guys. It makes me feel like I'm on Sky Sports or something like that. Except they know how to work their equipment and I haven't got a fucking Scooby-Doo what I'm doing here. Where's that comment about the parents gone? I hate missing somebody's comment and not being able to get back to it. Makes me feel like they've wasted their time putting it in the chat. Okay, 2 more seconds. If I can't find it, I'm going to have to give up. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give up looking for this comment now. I feel like... Oh, there it is. Yes, Yasser's comment. Sorry, Yasser. I thought I was going to miss your comment there. I think it's mainly the parents that are encouraging the kids to get the shirts. Kids don't normally do that. Parents should also tell the kids the footballer might not be able to. And I think, in fairness to most parents, Yasser, they would. There are a lot of parents aren't, fools. They're not going to set themselves or their kids up for hurt like that. You'll try and tell the kid, look, he probably won't be able to stop son or daughter. He might not see you. If he does, brilliant, but don't get upset. If he doesn't mean the player doesn't love you, doesn't mean he doesn't appreciate your support of the club. I'm sure 99% of parents go through exactly that type of situation. But there's always the 1%, isn't there? And they're the fuckers that ruin it for everybody else. The club should make a rule saying no shirts are to be given away by the players to protect them, said Vinnie Johnson. If an Everton player gave me a shirt, I'd use it for toilet roll, said Stephen Richards. Don't know, mate, would you wipe your arse on something that cheap? We're getting to the point where teams, especially lower half, are shaking hands at 3-0 down. Abso-fucking-lutely. Craig, you're not nobody to the Anfield Agenda family, said Stephen. Thank you, mate. That's very kind of you. None of you cunts have asked me for a photograph yet, so see, I am a nobody. Takes complete strangers in queues in the airport. Ryanair passengers to ask for photos. Everton might be relegated, said Dirty Girl. We can but hope, my friend. We can but hope. Hey, Connor's in the house. Connor, how are you? Hope you're settling in well to your new digs, buddy. What about the paparazzi in the airport trying to get your photo? Connor, you know the hassles I go through, mate, every single time we go away. I'm almost having to go in disguise at this point. This is a bit of an inside joke, guys. So what Connor means there is I'm usually the first one to the airport when we're going over to the UK because I'm a fucker for being on time and Connor's never on time. But anyway, I'm a fucker for being at the airport early, so I usually go through security and wait for Connor at the far side, and he sends me a message saying I'm just coming into the airport now, and I say just follow all the flash photography, mate. That'll be me. You'll see me there. Just follow all the flashes. Thomas Boland said, we're only 6 games in, lol, don't panic. Yeah. Loads of time for you lads to panic. Loads of time for the Everton fans to panic. Loads of time. They've an entire season to panic. Will said, to the tune of LA, 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 all City fans are plastic. They turned up in '09. They bought all their titles, but we didn't spend a dime. We'll beat them in the quarters. And then he's ruined it. He's gone 1 out of 2 and I haven't seen the other part yet. So sorry guys. Well mate, I tried to sing your song. I'll get to the rest of it in a bit. Craig, they didn't even fill their allocation at Cardiff. Fuck me. That's shocking. Absolutely shocking. Arsenal had a few empty seats today actually for the game against Everton. It might have been in the more expensive section because it was in the middle row. I seen a fair few empty seats, but nothing compares to the plastics that are Manchester City. Champions League game at home against Lyon, and they sold something like 36,000 seats or something like that, which is it's embarrassing. Let's be honest. 117 watching, 53 likes. Come on, Red, said Vinnie Johnson. Guys, look, if you're new to this stream, firstly, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an amazing weekend for the channel. We picked up lots of new subscribers. Had a shit ton of views for the watch along of the game, which was amazing. We're very grateful for that. But don't forget, guys, if you're watching and you haven't yet subscribed, please do take a second to hit that button. It only takes a second and it means a lot to us. All our content on here is 100% free and it always will be. And to you guys who are already subscribed, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button if you've got a second, please. Liverpool is the top team, said Chinese Bull. Great to have you with us, mate. Thank you for joining. Bobby Firmino is the only player in the world to score with 2 eyes, no eyes, and 1 eye, said Kill for Hire. When you're right, mate. I mean, when you're right, you're right. I fucking love Bobby. My wife actually asked me today, amazingly, who's your favourite Liverpool player, love? Because she'd never fucking asked me that question before. How mad is that? Stephen said, maybe an aging cynic view, but in the eBay adverts age, fans getting players' memorabilia probably stick it up for sale rather than keep it. Oh, cynical me. Look at that dope. Sings Hunters at Melwood. That signs Hunters at Melwood, excuse me. I get where you're coming from. And look, Stephen, there are a lot of people who make a living from getting signed shirts. I know this because I was involved in the memorabilia industry at one point for a couple of years. And a lot of the times, that's how I got my shirts. I got people who, and I didn't get these people to do it, but the people I was buying from were autograph hunters that stood outside hotels, stood outside stadiums and did it. So I completely understand that. And it's where a lot of people get their shirts from. And then for your proof of authenticity, you get these guys to take photos of them being signed, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But there are people then who you said who are involving kids in it as well, which is, that's wrong. That's wrong on every fucking level. The guys that we were doing it with were just them. There was 2 or 3 guys. They went all around Europe. And that was their job. It was their full-time living. They went around, they got jerseys, they got bought up by other people like me or other memorabilia, smaller memorabilia companies that bought up the stuff. But as you said, when it gets to the point where a lot of the stuff's going on eBay, and I've got to be honest, guys, I would never, ever, ever buy a shirt off eBay. Never, ever buy a shirt off eBay. Unless it's from a company like A1 Memorabilia or something like that, that you know they have paid for the player to do that sitting. I mean, there's some companies that are huge. Like, as I said, A1 Memorabilia, I think, is one of the biggest memorabilia companies in the UK, if not the biggest. And anything you buy from them, you know with 100% certainty is legit. But if you're buying from regular sellers, I would say probably 90% of that stuff is fake, if not more. And I know there's going to be people watching this stream that might sell stuff on eBay and they might be real. I'm sure they are. As I said, there are some people we knew who got stuff by standing outside. But there are some cunts out there who just want to make money and can copy signatures, let's be honest. So I get where Stephen's coming from as well, and I do like to look at both sides of any argument before I take my place on either side of that fence. Next 2 weekends could define our season, said Stephen Richards. I don't know if could they really define the season, mate. I mean, worst case scenario, we lose in the cup on Wednesday and we're out of that. We lose, and this is very worst case scenario, we lose against Chelsea at the weekend, we lose against Napoli, and we lose against Manchester City. So the very, very, very worst case scenario is that we are 4 points behind Manchester City and 4 points behind Chelsea, and then we've just dropped in away 3 points in the Champions League. So I wouldn't say it makes our season. What I would say is it could give our season a massive boost if we get the results over the next couple of weeks. I wouldn't go to the negative side, but it can definitely give us a push to the positive side. Again, just my opinion. Fuck you Saturday all day, said Joseph Rudin. On another note, who has seen how empty City's ground was against Lyon? Big club my arse, said David Dallow. Exactly. It's fucking embarrassing, mate. Absolutely embarrassing. How could they not give away those tickets? I don't care if they were sold. This is an argument I keep hearing from people. Oh, the tickets were sold, but people didn't show up, or they were sold to travel agencies or whatever, and people didn't show up. Fuck them. I told you guys before, I've seen tickets for Manchester City versus Manchester United being sold on discount voucher sites. And I'm not talking about the odd ticket, I mean fucking packages, hotel and match packages for the derby, the biggest game of Manchester City season. And I must stress, this is the Manchester City game, not the United game, because I'm sure United will sell out their allocation for the home game as well. Apologies about the bang there. But yeah, for the City game, Manchester City at home, selling them in discount voucher sites. What the fuck? Can you imagine the Everton game, the derby, being sold in a discount voucher site online to try and fill out the stadium? I mean, fuck off. Big club my arse. I'd be more annoyed that we lost the home game than we got knocked out of the Carabao Cup, said Connor. That's a good point, actually. I never thought about the losing a game part, but it's all about the league for me, buddy. I have to say, it's all about the league. The Raptors in the house. Raptor, how are you, sir? Let's play the under-11, says Andre. Juniors, are you starting flights again, buddy? I don't know what that means. We'll skip over that one. Senior Flamo said, as long as the parents give the kids realistic expectations that they most likely won't get anything, it's okay. And also act like adults themselves and don't go into social media if their kids leave empty-handed. I think that's a very sensible way of looking at it, mate. And I'd hope that that's what most people would do. And said, I wonder how long it'll be before the Plastics sing about our former captain, Rangers manager. 30 seconds in, perhaps. They do love to remind us, don't they, Ant? Like, they've got no songs of their own, so they like to talk about Steven Gerrard. How long has it been since Steven Gerrard played for Liverpool now? 5 years? Something like that? 4 or 5 years? And they're still shouting on about him. I mean, our own fans don't sing about him half as much as those cunts sing about him. Madness. Imagine going to Anfield and hearing our fans singing about Frank Lampard, or hearing our fans singing about Wayne Rooney, or hearing our fans singing about Paul Scholes. It just wouldn't fucking happen. It's madness. I don't understand how these people are so obsessed. What else have we got? Craig, tips on getting girls, mate. I've been like United lately, thinking I could get a 9 out of 10, but I'll end up with a 5. God almighty, mate. Do I look like the right person to be asking for advice on girls? I was lucky. I met my wife when I was 16, and we're together since we were 20. So we're together. No, 19. We're together 20. No, shit. How many years are we together? This is 18 years. Yeah, together 18 years next month. So my days of dating and pulling birds are long gone, my friend. I'm sure there's much better people in the chat that could give you advice. I always find being able to make a woman laugh is a good starting point anyway. So if you're a funny fucker, you can get away with being a little bit ugly, because women like a laugh. And now if they're laughing when you pull down your jocks, that's another thing whatsoever. Like, they're laughing at, they'd be laughing at us for a different reason then. Stephen Richards said, fuck off Chelsea, you ain't got no history. 5 European Cups and 18 league titles, that's what we call history. Yasser said, David Luiz, backing off with Mane and Salah running them. Only one outcome there. Oh, good news by the way, guys. Rod sent us in another article, so we will have another article up on the site from Rod very soon, which is fucking quality. Because if you guys seen the last one, I don't think I've plugged the website very much lately actually. If anybody's new and they're watching the channel, jump over to our website, anfieldagenda.com, and you can go on there and you can sign up to a free membership, and that will give you access to the chat room. And of course all the stuff on there is free anyway. But if you want to come on any of the phone-in shows or any post-match stuff or any calls during the week or anything, all that we ask is the people that come on are members of the site. So if you go on there, anfieldagenda.com, click on the membership section and just click create your own membership. All you need is an email address, create your own password, and you're in. But yeah, all the articles go up on there as well, by the way. And there's a new one coming from Rod in the next couple of days. Connor's just going through it now and he'll put it up in probably a day or two, which is brilliant. Because if you read the last one from Rod, you'll know it's absolute quality. Am I this far behind on the fucking comments? My Jesus. Jace is in the house as well. How are you? I couldn't be this far behind. Oh my God, I am. Jesus Christ, how's the chat moving this quickly? This is the joys of the site getting bigger, guys. And people joining the channel is that I am struggling to get through the comments. I think it's important to win on Wednesday. For the sake of confidence, Big Verge won't be happy if any goals go in, even if he's not playing, said Carl. Yeah, winning is a habit, as people say, Carl, you're right. Winning becomes a way of thinking, a habit, something that you're used to doing. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from. Losing isn't going to do us massive harm, I think, but there's nothing wrong with carrying on winning, but this streak will have to come to an end at some point. I'd rather we go out of the League Cup than drop 3 points in the league. Even if it's only 3 points, I'd still rather go out of the League Cup than drop 3 points. Where else are we? I'm going on holidays in October, said Junior. As am I, buddy. I'm going on holidays in 15 days, so I don't know what you guys are going to do for those 2 weeks. I'm still haven't decided if I'm allowed, if the wife's going to allow me to make content while I'm away. We haven't had that discussion yet. I wish it could be possible if Jarrah could play 5 games so he lifts the Premier League title, said Ferno. I don't think he'd want it, mate. And I mean, I don't think he would want it that way. I think he'd feel like he would have to have contributed to the season properly to feel like he was part of the team. So he's that much of a proud man that I doubt he'd take the league title if he was to play 5 games like that. Liverpool are going for 101 points this season just to beat City's record, said Mossy Wassy. 1 minute substitute for Gerrard in 5 games so he could get his Premier League medal. Liverpool's best attacking team from top to bottom: Firmino, Salah, Mane, Shaqiri, Keita, Milner, VVD, Gomez, Trent, Robbo, Alisson. Right, I'm going to try and skip through some of this chat, so if I miss a few comments, bear with me. DCB is in the house there. How are you? Great to have you back all the way from Glasgow. I didn't like Bobby when he joined, but now he's my favourite, said Mossy Wassy. He's my favourite player as well, mate. I absolutely love Bobby Firmino. How could you not love Bobby Firmino? I mean, look at those teeth alone. What a beautiful human being he is. Oh yeah, some arsehole named Goldbridge on YouTube said that we were the new Man United. Fuck him. Fuck him. And fuck him again. He's a little fucking mouthpiece. I shit on bus. That's how we should call Goldbridge. I shit on bus. There's his new name. We call Goldbridge shit the bus from now on. Hello Craig, took your advice. 3-0 win this weekend. We'll have 3-0 wins. We'll have a big say in this race. Paul, mate, it's big week coming up, isn't it? It really is. If we can get through, I don't care about Wednesday actually. I keep saying that. I really don't. If we can get through the game against Chelsea next weekend, pick up 3 points, head away to Napoli. I'd take a point at Napoli if I'm being honest. I'd rather win, but I'd take a point. And then come home to play Manchester City at the weekend. It's a big week. It's a big, 2 weeks. It's a big week and a half coming up, let's say, for the Reds. And I'm fucking loving it. I cannot wait. This is why we're in this. We want to be playing the best of the best. A couple of people keep asking me, when do all the other teams have to play each other? Because it seems like we're having to play fucking everybody. It is weird the way fixtures come out at some point, but look, everybody has to play everybody twice a season at some point, so there's no conspiracies here. Farrell said, okay, confession time. I've never had a Liverpool shirt because I've never until about now been able to fit into one, said Farrell. Well, there you go, mate. At least you're going to be, as you said, until now. So, there you go. Treat yourself. If you've lost all that weight and got down to a size where you can get one, then one, well, the fuck done, mate. Congratulations. Well done. You should be proud of yourself. And treat yourself. Why not? If you've got down to where you can fit into a shirt, keep going. Whatever you're doing, you seem to be doing great. But treat yourself, mate. Get yourself a nice shirt. Why not? Can't really hold on to the phone, Pepper. Don't know what that is, but let's skip that. Fuck Craig, I got a Milan Baros away shirt off eBay, said Paul. As I said, Paul, there are real shirts on eBay. I'm not saying every single shirt sold on eBay is fake, but I've watched a few shows on them as well, a few documentaries on things like this, and seems that a shit ton of them are fake. Sam Allardyce is back again. As the newly appointed manager of Manchester United, I find myself watching an LFC live stream, said Sam. Just put some gravy on it, Sam. Everything will be sound, buddy. Great to have you with us anyway. You might learn something about football philosophy on here, Mr. Allardyce. Rather than have the training tops, don't like the advertising on shirts, said James Doherty. I'm the other way, mate. I don't mind them on shirts. I fucking hate them on the training gear. I hate the fact that you buy training gear now when it has Bet Victor or whatever the fuck is on them. I much prefer the old ones where there's nothing on them, but look, it's the corporate age of football. We have to make deal with them. Pre-2009, Manchester City fans were real City fans, said Mossy Wassy. As I say, yeah, I've said that before, mate. When City went down 2 divisions, they were packing out Main Road. They did have a really brilliant fan base. And there are some really, really hardcore loyal Manchester City fans, but they're the minority of the fan base at this point by the looks of it, because what happens is when you win league titles, which they've done, and they've done it in some style as well, in fairness to them, you get fans from all over the world. You get the new fans to the sport who, you know, don't really give a shit about history or don't really give a shit about anything like that. They only care about who's winning now. They want to buy jerseys. They're looking at De Bruyne, Aguero, and they think City are the best thing since fucking sliced bread. It might be the exact same if I suddenly start watching American football or basketball. I might jump on the glory train because I wouldn't know any better. These are the players that are hot at that time, so they may be drawn towards them. I'm making no judgment on those guys, but when you're trying to say that you're a big club, and even taking into account that you have this massive fan base around the world perhaps now, you're not. That's the thing. Don't kid yourself. You're not a big club. You're a wealthy club. You're a club that's won some titles. Congratulations. But don't have the cheek to call yourself a big club, because you're not a big club. Big clubs are Liverpool. Big clubs are Manchester United. Big clubs, even Arsenal, I would consider a big club. They have fan bases all around the world, and they will sell out almost anywhere they go. You can't tell me that Manchester City would go over to Australia and sell out the MCG and have 100,000 people there to watch them. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that it would happen. Liverpool did it. Liverpool continuously do it. United do it on their pre-season tours, but I wouldn't even say to the same extent as Liverpool. You look at the game in, was it Charlotte we played United in this season in North Carolina? I can't remember if it was Charlotte or where it was in America that we played the game against United, but I would say the majority of the fans were Liverpool fans inside that stadium. And don't get me wrong, I'm not belittling United. Manchester United do have a massive fan base, and fuck each and every last one of them to hell, but they do have a big fan base around the world. I mean, who knew so many people could be wrong? Junior, buddy, talk to you soon. When they offered me a bus full of pies and unlimited gravy, I said, fuck it, I'll take the job, said Sam. Let me have a little look at my box of tricks, guys, and see if I have anything else I wanted to have a chat about. Now, we talked about the next 4 games. Yes, so another clean sheet for the back 5. That's something I wanted to have a chat about. This is now 2 goals conceded in the Premier League in 6 games. 2 goals in 6 games. You cannot fucking complain about that. The back 4 and the goalkeeper have been doing absolutely magnificent this season. And I suppose we have to give a shout out to the midfield, because it's easy to just say it's all down to the defence and the goalkeeper, but the midfield are giving them a lot more protection as well, I feel. Jimmy Milner, excellent. Jordan Henderson's been excellent. Gino Wijnaldum's been excellent. Everybody who's played in that fucking midfield has been excellent so far. So yeah, can't argue with it, guys. The amount of clean sheets we're keeping now, I think, was it... I want to just read this stat out because somebody gave me one during the week. Where was it? Yeah, so that's 8 in a row now at home. 8 clean sheets in a row at home in the Premier League. I think it might have been Crosby Red that gave me that stat. I could be wrong. It was Crosby Red or it was Clare, one or the other. Yeah, 8 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League. That breaks Shanks' old record. 8 in a row. It's fucking nuts. We're unbeaten at home in the Premier League now, and God knows how long. It's well over a year anyway. 8 clean sheets in a row at home in the Premier League. We are creating an absolute fortress at Anfield for anybody to come near. You cannot ask for any more than this, guys. How many times have we cried and cried and cried about this a few years back and said, we need to make Anfield a fortress again. We need to make this a place where teams fear to come and play. We need to make teams know they're going to come here and get fucking nothing. We've done it. Let's hope we continue to do it. I say we, like me and you have played a part in this. The team have done it. The manager's done it. The fans have done it inside the stadium. We can't belittle these little contributions either. It's brilliant. It's massive. Everybody has contributed to this club getting to where it's getting to now. We can say the fans don't have much to do with it, but fuck you, they definitely do. Inside the stadium, around the world, the manager has had an awful lot to do with it. The players, of course, an awful lot as well. The owners, but it's the first time we can probably remember in a very long time that it feels like we're all pulling together in the same direction. There's very few bitching voices out there. There's very few people within our own trying to pull us down. There's always a few. There is always going to be a few that aren't happy, but the majority of us around the world are absolutely fucking over the moon with the way things are going. Neil said, Craig, it could have easily been 6 league wins and no goals conceded. Judging by the subs at half time, it looks like Klopp is showing a very mean side, ruthless, trying to win every game and not messing around. What else have we got there? Craig, Genie's on fire this season, said Stephen Richards. Yeah, we had a little bit of a chat about Genie earlier on. Somebody called him the young sung hero of the last 18 months, and I think that was a very fair thing to say. He's been excellent this season, absolutely excellent. And it's only right that we give him a shout out because he deserves it. He's been on fire, as you've said, scored an away goal, got that monkey off his back, and been an impressive performer in every game he's played. Mossy said, City bought trophies. Liverpool, Man U, Arsenal, Forest and Leicester built a championship team. When Jurgen Klopp came into the club, I might be paraphrasing here, but I remember saying things like, he wants to leave the club better than he found it. He wants to set Liverpool up for not just winning the trophy or winning the Premier League 1 year or 2 years. He wants to set the club up for long-term sustainable success within our budget, not put us into any financial trouble, not bury us in debt. He's bought and sold players magnificently. Every time he's been given money to reinvest, he's done it brilliantly, better than any other manager that I can remember at Liverpool Football Club, and possibly even within the league. Look at what he's bought. Name me a bad player that he's bought for over 5 million quid. I say over because someone's going to name Karius at me. Somebody may name somebody else, but he's had a couple of iffy buys, but 95% of his, and again that's just a fucking made up number, but most of his purchases have been quality. Absolutely quality. How many of us thought last season when we lost Coutinho that shit was going to hit the fan for Liverpool? I would have been somebody who could not understand for the life of me why when we let Coutinho go we hadn't got a replacement lined up. I felt like I was banging my head against the brick wall last year when we got rid of Coutinho and we hadn't got somebody ready to come in. Couldn't comprehend it whatsoever, and I couldn't see how it could in any way benefit the team going forward. How wrong was I? Jurgen Klopp knew what was going on. He said, don't worry about it. The players that are here will step up. We can coach them better. There's a unity within the squad. And he was right. Yet again, we went on and had one of the best European campaigns we've had in a long time. Didn't end the way we would have liked, but the memories created and the performances put in last season were unparalleled for us for the last God knows how many years. Right, lots more comments to get through. Farrell said, I don't think City and United play until February unless overlooked. Hoping the points are piled up by then, but it doesn't look that way. Crosby Red said, we have to win on Wednesday, haven't lost at Anfield since February and don't want that to end. Joseph said, we've seen what happened to City when they played a half decent team in the Champions League. They got their asses handed to them twice, mate. That's what's happened. And then they cried like little bitches and couldn't accept their loss. And they're still fucking whinging about it now, actually, come to think about it. Jay said, Phil Neville just said on Match of the Day 2 that Everton are 2 strikers short of a top 4 finish. Christ almighty, he talks so much shite. He should be sponsored by Pampers. How can he have had a professional career as a footballer and know absolutely fucking nothing about the game? How can he manage the England ladies team and know absolutely fucking nothing about the game? The chap is an absolute cabbage. Cabbage, that's what he is. He's a fucking idiot. The other Neville brother at least has a brain. Phil Neville is fucking stupid when it comes to talking about football. He fits right in on Match of the Day, actually, because I'm not a fan of the pundits on there by any stretch of the imagination, but fuck off, Neville. Moaning about Liverpool a couple of weeks ago, now trying to say that Everton are 2 strikers short of a top 4 team. 2 strikers, 4 midfielders, 4 defenders and a full-sized goalkeeper. That's what they're short. Little fucking T-Rex in goal today. Did you see him? Trying to jump up to touch the ball over the crossbar against Arsenal, but his little puny arms couldn't reach and the ball bounced off the crossbar and went back into play. What a fucking joke. Oh, God bless them. God bless the bitters. Louise, great to have you with us. Thank you for joining us, buddy, and we'll talk to you really soon. S. Whelan said, still not as fluid as we can be, which is scary for the rest of the Premier League. And this again, what I love, Louise is only new to the stream, and look how many people are saying goodnight to Louise there in the chat. This is why you guys are the best in the business. Best subscribers on YouTube, bar fucking none. Love it. Farwell said, Jace, Phil needs to be carted off to the glue factory. I second that motion, definitely. Craig, Genie's on fire this season, said Stephen Richards. He is. He looks like a film star, doesn't he? He looks so fucking dapper and suave. Love Genie. Joseph said, you could be a bit of nothing. It could be a bit of not going full on this year, and they said we couldn't defend. Fuck them, mate. We can defend. Don't you worry about that. City bought trophies. Liverpool, United, Forest, and said build a championship team. Chelsea will be scared to come on Wednesday, said Scotty99. Craig, London derby today at West Ham, still lots of empty seats. I don't know what to say, mate. There's nothing we can say. I mean, the scenes and the images of the seats speak for themselves. Fuck them. They've no right to come and dictate or talk about our club. I mean, fuck them. Look after your own first. I no longer panic when teams run our defence or Meganunky. I'm the same way with regards to corners, mate. I used to panic when Liverpool were defending a corner. I used to feel like every single corner we conceded was going to be a goal. And now I'm like the Fawns when we have a corner. I'm just thinking, I wonder if it's going to be Firmino or if it's going to be Virgil van Dijk that clears this one. Never enters my head that we're going to concede from a corner these days. All I think is, can they just hurry up and take this so we can start attacking again? Joseph said, I wonder if it's because the games are on the box that the fans are not turning up. I don't know, but it's not happening at our club, and we still can't fucking even get a sniff of tickets for our club, games on the box or not. Liverpool fans can't get a whiff of tickets. Those that can are very grateful to have them and go to the fucking games. Paul said, we're one of the favourites for the Champions League. I just want Real in the quarterfinals, Ramos at Anfield. Oh yes. I reckon, honest to God, if we get Real Madrid in the Champions League this year, we'll give them a fucking kick it, because I don't think they're the same team. Oh, excuse me. Banging my can off the table, smashing it down. I'll fight any man who tries to tell me Karius was a bad signing, said Connor. Line up there, Connor's looking for a scrap. Everybody line up. Craig, with regards to Coutinho, if any player isn't happy, they go, so SpongeBob is next. I think it's the way Coutinho went about trying to get out of the club that Klopp didn't like as well. He was trying to bring in a couple of senior players to get them to try and pressurise Klopp into letting him go, and I don't think that went down too well with Jurgen Klopp. I only say this because I'm sure I read it in a Melissa Reddy article. I read it somewhere and I'm sure it was a Melissa Reddy article talking about the Coutinho situation. Paul Turner has joined. Paul, how are you, sir? Great to have you with us. Klopp turned us from 8th place into a Champions League final and an unbeaten run so far, said LFC_5, which he did. Can't argue with it. Paul Connell said Grujic is a class player. Klopp will put him in when he's ready. I still have belief that Marko Grujic has a role to play at this football club. There's a quality midfielder in there. It could just be a case of bad timing from so far with the midfielders we have at the club, but there's a player in there. There definitely is a player in there, and I hope to God he gets a chance at Liverpool. Sean said 11th of November is the Manc Derby. Probably loads of tickets going for it then, if anyone's looking for some. Connor said Phil Neville is right. Those two strikers are Messi and Ronaldo though. Mighty lad, thank you mate. Talk to you soon. If there's anybody watching, by the way, that hasn't yet hit the subscribe button. So if you're new to the stream or you're watching for the first time, please do hit that subscribe button, guys. We're trying to get to 4,100 subscribers next, and we weren't too far off. We were only about 20 off. So if you're new and you're just watching and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please do. Guys, I'm just going to put in the PayPal link into the chat now. So if anybody wants to contribute to the channel to help us keep this thing on the straight and narrow until YouTube get their finger out of their ass and monetize us, then we'd appreciate it. The link is in there. It's paypal.me/Anfield Agenda, and I've just dropped it in there. But of course, there's no pressure on anybody. It's just in there if anybody feels like they want to buy Connor a cup of coffee or want to buy me some turtle wax for my bald head. Craig read a feature on Klopp 6 years ago when he was at Dortmund. Knew then I wanted him at Liverpool, said Stephen Richards. There's so many people, mate, I've spoken to over the past couple of years that had Klopp at the top of their wish list for managers at Liverpool. He seems like the dream fit. I've said the same phrase before, but if you were to go into a factory and put a load of ingredients into a pot and make a manager, he's going to end up looking something like Jurgen Klopp with the style of football we play. With the fact that he's a complete socialist, with the fact that he gets the club, the fact that he's interested in the history of the club, he gets the people, he enjoys it, he's very personable, he's charismatic, he's a leader. There's so many fucking things about that man. He's got so many positive traits and attributes that we're blessed. We're absolutely blessed to have him. And I still pinch myself at times that he's a Liverpool Football Club manager. Bobby with them glasses. Klopp has the club pulling the same way. Love him, said Paul. Did you see Jimmy Milner, Paul, on social media with his little pink pair of glasses taking the piss out of Bobby? Mossy said, I don't worry about when teams attack us either, but I worry about other teams when we attack. We're beautiful attacking, mate. Don't you worry about that. We are fucking mustard attacking. Great to hear things are going well, Paul. Great to have you back. Coutinho's career is flying now, said Thomas Boland. Fuck Coutinho. Fuck him. Leave him over Barcelona. Good enough for him. Fuck him. Damo said, remember when experts were saying Klopp should bring in specialist defensive coach? Nobody's saying that now. Jose could do with a defensive midfield and attacking coach though. There's something else actually we haven't spoken about, and I'm only thinking about it now, Damo, because you mentioned the defensive coach side of things. We haven't had a little chat about at all the fact that Buvac hasn't come back to the club, or the fact that Liverpool have managed to do what they've done without Buvac being there. Loads of people were worried that the brain had left the club and that Jurgen Klopp may be found out, or that Jurgen Klopp's sidekick had left, so results wouldn't be the same, style of football wouldn't be as good, the team wouldn't do as well. Opposition fans were having a fucking field day saying that the brain had gone from the club. You've seen headlines in the newspapers, the brain leave, or Buvac the brain leave Liverpool, or Buvac the brain takes time away from Liverpool, whatever fucking headlines they were going with. They were all insinuating the same thing, that Liverpool may struggle because the man who is the tactical genius at the club has left or isn't there anymore, so Klopp might be found out as a bit of a fucking fraud. How did that work out, guys? How did that work out for everybody that had doubts over Mr. Klopp? Do you think that Jurg got to Jurg? I'm going to call him Jurg now. I feel like we're on a first name basis. I'm going to call him Jurgi. I feel like me and Jurgi can talk like that now. Does anybody really think that Klopp got to where he got to without being shit hot? Without knowing what the fuck he's talking about? So when people doubted him or people thought that we may flounder or falter without Buvac there, Klopp's no fool. If Buvac left, it's because Klopp felt it was the best thing to do, or Buvac felt it was the best thing to do for him, but Klopp's no fool. If Klopp thought that he would have been found out or he was lacking in some part of his technical knowledge or something, he'd have brought somebody else in. He is nobody's fool. So I'd love us to have a little chat about the fact that we are doing what we're doing without Buvac. And yes, Pep Linders came back to the club and Klopp rates him really highly as a coach. We don't know as outsiders quite how good Pep is, but if Jurgen said that he's top notch, or Jurgi, sorry, we're on first names now. If Jurg said he's top notch, then who are we to doubt him? Klopp seriously knows what he's talking about, but I never thought about that whole thing about Buvac till I seen Damo's comment there about the defensive coach. So if anything, we should have an even higher level of esteem for Jurgen Klopp, because the season we've had, the start we've had, has been without Buvac, his loyal assistant or his loyal lieutenant of the past 17 years. Jay says, Ori Coutinho, I remember reading that he tried to get some players on side to help him put pressure on Klopp, including Bobby and possibly Moreno, but they didn't like it and refused. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier on, mate. Again, I think it was a Melissa Reddy article she wrote about this and said that he did exactly what Jace just said there, and that Klopp really fucking didn't take kindly to that, and that was possibly the last straw for Klopp, and that's when he decided, look, we don't need him here, get him out. And the club got serious wedge from as well. Let's not forget that. We got a serious chunk of money for Coutinho. Look what we've done with it as well. Virgil van Dijk, Naby Keita, Fabinho, so many players came in and around that money that we got for him. And then Juice said, what happened to Buvac there in the comments? How freaky is that? I don't know. I still don't know, mate, what's up with Buvac. I think it's abundantly clear he's not coming back to the club. And Liverpool look like they just want to sweep this one under the carpet and say nothing about it. And, you know, maybe it's a personal reason for Buvac and he's every right to his privacy. Collins says, Craig, I feel nobody's talking about Buvac, but once we lose a game, I think people will start saying again that he was the brains and we won't win anything without him. Pickford out for 3 months. He had a run-in with a... You had to write Brontosaurus, didn't you, Paul? Trying to make me look... You could have just said another fucking dinosaur, mate. The big-ass words again. I'm only joking. Great shout, though. Pickford out for 3 months because he had a run-in with a Brontosaurus. Oh, little Pickford. Imagine he had big person arms. Mourinho has passed his use-by date, the 31st of the 5th, 2015, said Mossy Wassy. Crosby Red said, wouldn't it be hilarious if we knocked Barca out in the Champions League semi-final? Wonder what Suarez and Coutinho would say. We could do it. That's the thing. I'd fancy us. We went up against Barcelona now. I'd fancy us because Luis Suarez is not the same footballer. Messi, although still absolutely fucking amazing, isn't the Messi he once was. And Coutinho, I don't know what to think about Coutinho. I think we could keep him under wraps. Klopp is the second coming of Shankly. Love that man, says Robbie Hanna. He's fucking brilliant. I love him as well. I speak very simplistically on here a lot of the time, guys, because that's how I express myself. If I just say short sentences like he's fucking brilliant, it's because that's genuinely how I feel. I could try and be more articulate at times, but I'm always trying to be honest on here, and I speak without a filter a lot of the time, so thoughts go in my head, out my mouth within milliseconds. Would welcome Suarez back with open arms, said Mossy Wassy. The Revenite asks, is Buvac coming back? It doesn't look like it at this point, but until we're told otherwise, we can't rule anything out, I suppose. Crosby Red said, Liverpool manager situation sorted for decades. Klopp, then Stevie, and captains after Hendo, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, when you think about it like that, it is kind of... Yeah, you're probably right. The ideal scenario is that Jurgen Klopp stays for, I don't know, as long as he fucking wants at this point, to be fair, but let's say 5 or 6 more years. Stevie G does maybe a couple of years at Rangers, then perhaps progresses up the ladder a little bit, has a couple of years somewhere else, and then comes into the Liverpool job. And as you said, Virgil van Dijk and Trent as future captains, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Buvac is missing in action, said Megan Onke. Melissa is always ready, said Joseph Reard. Now, to be fair, we won't be sexualising Melissa at all. She's an amazing journalist. No, she really is. Melissa Reddy, I think, has written some of the best articles I've read in a very long time. Very strange that there was no statement released about Buvac. I wonder, are they leaving it open for a potential return eventually, said Connor. You never know, mate. That's the thing. We keep saying nobody fucking has a clue what's gone on. There were some frauds on social media. Do you remember those fucking idiots that were annoying as ma, trying to find out things like the fucking gobshites? But whatever reason he left, I mean, he has his reasons. Buvac obviously had a think problem, said the Raptor. Funny, me and Juice thought about Buvac at the same time, said Colin. Carl says, has anybody asked Klopp? Has no one hugged him when we score? I cringe for him. They should employ a professional hugger just for Klopp. P.S. He grabbed Matip last week and scared the shit out of him. I'd say Klopp just hugs whoever the fuck he wants, Carl, to be fair. If you're near him, you're probably going to get a hug. Damo said, it seems like Pep Linders has stepped up. I think Buvac was great sounding board for Klopp, but Klopp makes the hard decisions at the end of the day. And that's the thing, isn't it? When you're a manager, or I suppose a higher up manager in an organisation like Liverpool Football Club, or even in business, one, you do have to have people you feel you can speak openly to, and people that are going to pull you up and tell you when they think you're wrong. But at the end of the day, it is down to the person in charge, i.e. Jurgen Klopp, to take that advice or not. It's his decision. He's the one that's going to live and die by the decisions that he makes. So yeah, you're right. You do have to sound out people like Buvac, but at the end of the day, it's Klopp's decision, and whatever Klopp decides, he will be the one that lives or dies by it. Stephen Richards said, Craig, Melissa Reddy is very switched on and knows her stuff. Yeah, as I said earlier on, absolutely fantastic journalist. Nothing but respect for Melissa Reddy. When we score, he kisses the badge. She doesn't need anybody, said Paul. How are we on badge kissing, by the way? Never really had a conversation about this on here. We often see players doing it, and some people think it's absolute cringe. Some people think it's beautiful, and some people think it's wrong, just plain wrong. I don't really like it, if I'm being honest. It doesn't offend me or anything like that. I mean, if a player kisses a badge, I don't think he's here forever. When Stevie kissed the badge, you knew it meant something. It was different there. This was his local team. So players in that situation, I can understand kissing a badge, but other players kissing a badge, sometimes you just look at them and go, fuck off, dickhead, you're going in a couple of years. Particularly around Europe, I've seen it done as well. But I'd love to know your thoughts on this one, guys. What do you think of the badge kissers out there? Good thing, bad thing, don't care? Let me know. Louis gone. Alisson, Klein, Matip, Gomez, Robertson, Keita, Fabinho, Milner, Shaqiri, Sturridge, Mane. That's his 11 to play Chelsea. Knight Anthony as well, by the way, just seeing in the chat that you were heading off. Robbie said, in my eyes, Alan Hansen was Liverpool's greatest defender, but starting to believe Virgil van Dijk may take that mantle. I was just a little bit too young to really get to see Alan Hansen, so any things I've seen of him hasn't been live, or it's been clips and stuff over the years, so I can't really judge him fairly. All I can go off is what everybody else has said about him and what an amazing defender he was. For Van Dijk to take the mantle off him, though, Liverpool will probably have to win a couple of league titles and start winning some European Cups, really winning stuff at the top level. Christopher said, hate badge kissing. Paul said, I want a New York baseball cap. Could I send you money? As is cheekily, apparently they're dirt cheap. I'll buy you a Guinness. I'm not going to New York, buddy. I'm going to Orlando. Yeah, if I see baseball caps over there in New York ones, if they are cheap. When I was over there last year, my daughter bought a few caps. She bought a Batman cap. She bought a New York cap, actually, now that you come to mention about it. But I remember her paying $28 for her cap when she bought it over there. It's the one that had the genuine sticker and stuff on it. Yeah, it wasn't cheap though. I definitely remember it not being that cheap, Paul. Didn't Klopp fall out with Buvac as he applied for the Arsenal job without talking to him, or was that BS? Said Ian Turlington. I haven't got a clue, Ian. Honest to God, I would imagine it's BS. I can't imagine that he would be so amateur as to do that behind Klopp's back. Someone he's known for 17 years. He'd just tell Klopp if he was going to apply for it. Why wouldn't he? It wouldn't change anything. I don't know, is the honest answer, mate. I'd be amazed if it was true, though. Where else have we got? Craig, going to start a charity called Get Craig to Space Centre, sponsored by Diet Chav. Yeah, it's looking like a no-go at this point, Stephen. The missus isn't going to go. I've lost that battle, I'm afraid. The next battle I'm up for is a speedboat down in Clearwater. I'm trying to get her to go on a speedboat down there when we're going down towards Tampa. See if she'll let me go on a speedboat. Joseph says, fighting over a charger here, so I have to bounce. Good night, Reynolds. Good night, mate. Hope you win your charger battle. Raptor said, there's a saying that goes, if the cake tastes good, then don't change the recipe. Buvac is gone, don't worry about it, friends. Forget him. Perfect. I've watched them both and Hansen was better than Virgil, says Gareth. Every time I see someone kiss a badger, I wonder how long they're going to stay for. Can't help it, it just looks a bit affected, said Raptor. Christopher said, can't stand players that say they've supported the club all their life. It's a dream to play for them. That's called the Robbie Keane syndrome, Christopher. Chelsea drawing today made my weekend, said Jonathan King. Not going to lie, mate, it made my weekend as well. After the Reds winning, Chelsea dropping points, us being the only team still unbeaten in the league. That may change in a week, that may change in 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, doesn't matter. Right now, as things stand, we're top of the pile. 6 wins in the league out of 6, 7 wins from 7 this season. Can't ask for more than that. Crosby Red said, suggestion for the last 15 minutes, worst presents you've ever received. I don't even need to read any further because yes, you've won. That's defo what we're doing for the last 15 minutes. One of mine will be homemade nylon underwear from an auntie who fancied herself as a seamstress. Oh my Jesus. Yep, that's a defo one. We'll do that. We've got 5 more minutes and then we'll start, if that's alright, Crosby Red. But that's a belter of a suggestion, so get your thinking caps on, guys. Worst presents you've ever received. We'll be starting that one in a few minutes. And if you're new to the stream and you're wondering what the fuck we're talking about here with the last 15 minutes, what we do on the stream is, of course, we talk about the Reds. But when it gets to the last 15 minutes, we have a little chat about other things. We have a bit of fun. We try and end the stream with a laugh. So we always ask for topics that people want to have a chat about, and we always get brilliant suggestions. We've had Harry Maguire's Head. We've had, what else have we talked about? Best sitcoms, favourite music, best concerts, all that type of stuff. So tonight Crosby Red's given us a great suggestion for the worst presents that you've ever received. Jace said, badge kissing feels fake. I'm always sceptical. Loyalty between players and the clubs is so rare that it feels like a cheap attempt to gain favour with supporters. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, buddy. There's very few that you think that means something, like Gerrard, for instance. There's a few, to be fair, there's a few other clubs as well that I would say it probably meant something to them. When Gary Neville kissed the United badge, for instance, you could honestly see that it did mean something to him. Any players Liverpool should offload in the close season, says Gareth Phillips. Yes, mate, there most definitely is. But it's not really the time for us to talk about that now, because we're only in, September? We're only a couple of months into the season, a long time to go. Plus, I don't want to belittle any players at this moment in time when the club is doing so well. I don't want to start talking about players who I don't think should be here. Doesn't seem like the right thing to do. We aren't doing a bad job without Buvac, said Paul Turner. Definitely not, mate. Everything is, as I like to say, and you know what I'm going to say next, tickety-boo. Everything is just tickety-boo at this moment in time. Craig, the apartment I live in is full of Evertonians. It's like living in the fucking Alamo. Says Stephen. Oh, that's a belter. Just bolt yourself in, mate, and just keep your head down. You'll be sound. Like you're living in the Alamo. Oh my God. Enjoy your time in Orlando. Are you going to Disney World, said Jonathan King. No, our kids thankfully don't like Disney World. We go over there quite often. This is I can never remember. This is my 6th trip, but I think it's our 5th trip with the kids. But thankfully, Jonathan, they don't like Disney, which is fucking brilliant, because I hate that little fucking prick Mickey. Every time I go near Mickey Land, he fucking rapes me financially. Honest to God. Been to Disneyland Paris with the kids, and we brought them to Disneyland in Orlando once, to the Magic Kingdom, and fuck me does he know how to take your money. My God. If you thought other parks were dear, well, Mickey, just bring your own Vaseline. That's all I'm going to say, because Mickey is going to shaft you if you go to Disneyland. Yeah, thankfully my kids love Universal, SeaWorld and stuff like that, mate, so we're going to go there. I presume everyone knows that Klopp has banned any players from tapping the LFC metal sign until they win something. Proper order. Have to earn it, like everything else in life. Vinny, good night, buddy. Thank you for joining us yet again. Still can't get over the Alamo comment from Stephen, though. That's a fucking belter. Maybe this season we're doing well because Buvac's just gone, said Wassy. I wouldn't put it on Buvac's that sense either. I mean, I wouldn't say we're doing well because he isn't here, and I wouldn't say we're not going to do well because of him. I think it's just the progression of the team naturally. The manager's philosophy really hitting home with the players. The manager getting in the players that he wants, and everybody getting used to the system. I think that's why we're doing so well. Paul said, when Stevie G takes over the reins at Liverpool, I can't see Klopp managing another Premier League team. Germany manager maybe. He'll do wonders with those German players. A couple of people think he may end up at Bayern Munich, but I would honestly be amazed if Klopp took that job. It just doesn't seem like the right fit for him. If you see his career, and he was at Mainz, he was at Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, it just doesn't feel like a right fit for him. And it will be very interesting to see what he does after he leaves Liverpool. But hopefully we don't have to have this conversation for a long time. And hopefully he's leaving Liverpool and everybody feels okay about it. There's no bad feelings. He hasn't been run out of the club, nothing like that. Maybe he just sees out his contract and feels time that is to move on, or a new challenge for him and his family. Buvac is on an indefinite caravan holiday with Colin Pascoe and Sean O'Driscoll, said Jace. I wonder, is he wearing the shorts as well though, Jace? Because you know Sean O'Driscoll and Colin Pascoe are in shorts. Even in fucking October, November time, those cunts are in shorts. So I wonder if Buvac has got the shorts on as well. Pascoe loved a pair of shorts, didn't he? Am I wrong, or was somebody going out with Pascoe's daughter? Or was it Pascoe's son that was going out with Klopp's daughter or something like that? I think there was something along those lines. Trent scored Old Trafford this season and he'll kiss the bag, said Mossy Wassy. Craig gets raped by Mickey. You heard it here first. I'm telling you, man, that little prick, fucking, he knows how to charge. Buvac is on gardening leave. Must be some fucking gardening. Fucking hell, he must be up to his eyes in compost. You know, the gardening he has to do. He hasn't been around for ages. Craig regards to Disney, at least Dick Turpin bore a badge. Absolutely, mate. Fucking hell. Everything you do. You want to blink in there, it's going to cost you money. And even the tickets. I'll give you an example. For anyone who hasn't been to Orlando, and I'm sure a lot of people have, but if you haven't, so when you go to Orlando, you've got your flights to look at and you've got your accommodation. The flights and the accommodation aren't too bad. Flights from Ireland work out at about €550 each per person return flight, which isn't too bad. Accommodation is like anywhere else. You can get cheap accommodation right all the way up to a really expensive hotel. We kind of tend to get, they call them villas, but I'm not having it. We get a 4-bedroom house with a pool. That's what we do. We want the young lad to have a bit of space to run around, and our daughter likes a bit of privacy because she's 14 years of age, so that's what we do. But then comes the actual part of your holiday that makes it add up quickly. So you've got your flights and you've got your accommodation. So you're already, if there's a family of 4, you're already probably 3.5, 4 grand in the hole before you do anything. But then you look at the theme park tickets. Now, we go to Universal, so for the 4 of us for tickets to Universal, if memory serves me correct, it came to something like, I think it was about €1,400. Could have been a little bit less. I think it was around €1,400 for the tickets for Universal. Then you've got SeaWorld tickets, Busch Garden tickets and Aquatica tickets, and they come as a package. So basically, the long and short of where I'm going here is, for the price of 2 weeks worth of tickets to Disneyland, you can get 2 weeks worth of tickets to the 3 Universal parks. So that's Universal Studios, Universal Islands of Adventure and Volcano Bay, which is the water park. You can get 2-week tickets to SeaWorld, Busch Gardens and Aquatica. So that's 6 different parks in total for less, just a little bit less than it costs for tickets for 2 weeks in Disneyland. For us to get the unlimited tickets to Disneyland, I think there was $850, or the Orlando Explorer tickets, it was about €3,200 for the Disneyland part. It's fucking ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. And you add that onto the $4,000 you've already spent to get over there, and then you've got your 2 weeks worth of spending money, and if you've hired a car, you've got your fuel and all that type of stuff, you've got your shopping for the food money if you're in the house. It really adds up quickly, and Mickey is the biggest fucking culprit for making you put your hand in your pocket. And thankfully, as I say, I thank my lucky stars my kids fucking hate Disneyland. It's brilliant. Right, so let's get to the last 15 minutes of the show anyway. And as Crosby Red suggested, worst presents that you've ever received. So let me know in the chat. I'm sure, like me, you guys have got some absolute stingers over the years. I know I have. Everybody's got some shit presents at one stage in their life. I think I've told you guys before that for a birthday present one time, my mother gave me a fucking petrol voucher. A fucking petrol voucher. I mean, that's a fuck you present if ever I've got one. A petrol voucher. Here you go, son. I put absolutely no fucking thought into this whatsoever. In fact, what I probably did was forgot it was your birthday, ran across the road to the garage when you were on the way up and stuck it into a card I also bought in the garage before you got here. Ta-da! Happy birthday! 3,200, that's mental. It's fucking ridiculous, mate, the price of tickets. It's ridiculous. There are some cheaper ones to get, but even at the cheapest 2-week tickets to Disneyland, it's still a lot more than all the other parks combined. A gold Premier League badge will look good on Liverpool sleeves next season, said Mossy Wossy. It really does. And it really will, I say. It really will. It really does. Not that we've seen it, it really fucking will. Number 6 wouldn't look too bad either. The Champions League shirt I have this year has the number 5 and the respect and all that stuff on it, but a number 6 wouldn't go too badly. Gareth is talking shit so the spanners get used to it. Sorry, mate. Wait, what was Gareth saying? Oh, let's see what he said. Why did somebody remove that comment? Come on. If Brexit goes through, Klopp might have to go home. Why would we remove that comment? That's only Gareth having a laugh. There's no harm in Gareth whatsoever. He's an absolute gent. He's always on here, so no need for that comment to be removed, guys. Craig, how come you're not doing a direct flight? Cheaper, Stephen, to be honest. There's 2 reasons why we go the way we go. One, if we were a direct flight, it would be a lot dearer. Probably about 250 quid a head dearer. So that's around another grand, mate, on the cost of the holiday. I'd rather spend that money on tickets for the kids to a park and have a bit of a longer journey to get there. The reason we do the way we do it is we can either fly into Manchester or London and then fly directly from there into Orlando, or we can do what we do in Dublin. And the reason we do it from Dublin is because if we fly directly into anywhere in the United States from Ireland, we can do the visa waiver thing and we can clear US customs in Dublin airport before we go. That saves us probably an hour and a half's queuing when we get to America. It means we can just walk straight out, get our bags and walk straight out of the airport in America. Fucking godsend. We can't do that though if we go to the UK. Even if we fly from Dublin to England, England straight out, we have to be flying directly into America. So what we do is we fly from Dublin into Atlanta and then we fly from Atlanta down to Orlando. This year a little bit different. We're flying Dublin to New York, then New York to Orlando, and on the way back Orlando to Atlanta and Atlanta back to Dublin. But yeah, so that's the reason, mate. It's mainly just a cost thing that we don't get a direct flight, because $1,000 is tickets to one of the parks and I'd rather spend it on the kids. Where else are we? The last time I flew to Orlando, I flew into Sanford. I actually never flown into that one, mate. It's always Orlando International. Craig puts his hand in his pocket for Mickey, confirmed. Didn't get a bad present, was more than I got an early present, decided to give it to a member of my family, ended up getting the same present back the following Christmas. Oh no, re-gifting. Hate when that happens. I think women are the worst for re-gifting though, Christopher. You often see it. Women get given gift sets, or they get given a bottle of wine, or see, my wife would forever say be given a bottle of wine, but she doesn't drink it, so re-gift immediately. I'm like that as well. Sometimes when I was working in memorabilia and stuff, the people that you do business with all year will get you a bottle of whiskey or something like that, and when me not drinking, I would just re-gift it straight away. My stepdad is a United fan. He got me a United shirt for my 18th birthday. Cunt, said Nabil Fakir. Fuck him, yeah. Damn right. I hope he told him what he could do with his United shirt, mate. I got a pen. A pen. Well, hopefully it was a fancy pen. I mean, hopefully we're talking a really top-notch pen here. Craig, a family member gave me a portrait of themselves. Oh my god. No egos there whatsoever. Here you go, mate. I got you a big picture of me. Oh, fucking hell. I didn't think you looked at me enough, mate. So, you know when you're at home and I'm not around? Boom, there you go. Put me up over the mantle, I'll always be there. But don't knock one out when I'm in the room. Minnie Mouse is a slut. Pluto told me, said Paul. Pluto doesn't tell lies, Paul. He's known for being a truthful old dog. Why is everybody moderators? Because we're Blue Spanner FC, that's why, mate. We do things differently on here. We are the channel that does not give a fuck. We do things completely differently. Yeah, we don't keep to the common rules that only 3 or 4 people should be mods. If we like people, they're mods. End of. We love them. We love our mods. We've got the best in the fucking business on here. But welcome, Mr. President. Great to have you with us. Jace Roberts said, worst present I ever had was a tub of Tic Tacs from my in-laws who admitted that they had originally gave them to my brother-in-law but said he didn't want. Am I reading this right, Jace? A tub of Tic Tacs. We're talking about the minty little sweets here. Who the fuck gives somebody a tub of Tic Tacs as a present? That's just something you buy in the shop and fuck in your glove box in the car. Like, that's not a present. Even if they were giving them to your brother-in-law, that's still a weird-ass present. Tic Tacs. Fucking hell. And I thought I was a bad gifter. It's coming home number 19, said James Patrick. And I don't know why. Did somebody call Mr. Obama a troll? Didn't seem like a trolling comment to me. He just asked the question. Worst present, don't really know, but best present has to be a Pornhub subscription, which I got from my dad. Mate, if that's true, then your dad is the coolest motherfucker in the world. Tell me that is true. Please tell me that is true. That's a fucking belter of a gift from Papa, if that's true. Still on, cool. Might be a bit late for work today, says Rod. So Rod, what we're talking about, buddy, for the last few minutes here is the worst present that you've ever received. There's been some belters here. Jace has got a packet of Tic Tacs. But then we had Ferno who got a Pornhub subscription, which is an absolute belter of a gift. And somebody else who, well, I can't remember, somebody got a portrait of a family member. Not of them now, of the family member themselves, which is an absolute fuck you gift. Raptor, buddy, good night. Talk to you soon. Craig never refused chocolate as a present. Damn right. Damn fucking right. Definitely never refused chocolate. I'm a chocoholic, mate. Somebody gives me chocolate, they're in the good books forever. My brother was given a knockoff Arsenal shirt because Auntie just remembered he liked the team, which wore red. Ooh, and a knockoff one as well. And at least he, do you know what? He probably felt better it was a knockoff one because at least he knew that your nan, was it your nan? My brother was given a knockoff shirt because Auntie, at least he wouldn't have felt like your auntie wasted a shit ton of money then. Ex-girlfriend got me a tattoo voucher which said I had to get her name. Now I'm single. Surely that can't be true. Oh, did she say it or the voucher said it? Oh, she said it. She got me a voucher and said, yeah, fuck her. There's no way. Don't get your girlfriend's name. I'm married, mate. I'm with my missus 18 years and there's no way I'm putting her name on my body. And I wouldn't expect her to do the same for me either. I gift wrapped an ice cream for a mate to open 3 days later, said Stieg. Oh, you crafty bastard. Craig never refused a chocolate present. Damn right, as I said. Give me chocolate, you're in the good books forever. That's not true, Ferno. Fuck. I thought it was true, Ferno. Now I feel sorry for you. You didn't get your Pornhub subscription. Just pissing about. Damn, I so wanted that to be true. The very same, mate. A big tub filled with smaller tubs of fucking mini Tic Tacs. Imagine trying to fake being grateful for that one. That's the thing about me, Jace. I can't fake it. If I think something shit, I'm saying it. I'm coming straight out and saying, what the fuck is this? Yeah, that's the beauty of being me, mate. I'm honest to a fault at times. So I would look at this and go, is this a joke? Like, what the fuck is this for? You trying to tell me I have bad breath or something? Bet your breath smelled nice, Jay, said Crosby Red. If we're talking useless presents, you can get expanding foam spray on the floor, paint it brown and stick it on my top. If we're talking useless presents, get a can of expanding foam, spray it on the floor in a heap, paint it brown and stick a fly on top. That was a present. Somebody actually gave you a fake shit. I'm lost here, Rod. I gave my sister chicken pox for her 6th birthday. Well, that was a gift, Connor, because you stopped her from getting them later on in life. Imagine she was supposed to go out on a hot date with somebody when she was 21 years of age or 17 years of age or 19 years of age and she got the chicken pox. You did her a favour, mate, by giving to her earlier. I hope she said thank you. Craig, a year's supply of Diet Chav would be a good present for you. It'd be a fucking expensive present, Stephen, for somebody to buy me 4 cans a day, 365 days a year, mate. That's a lot of Diet Chav. The worst birthday gift I got is returning to school from a 2-week holiday, said Ferno. Yeah, when we come home from our holidays this year, the kids have 1 day of school and then they're on their midterm break, so lucky for them. You bunch of ungrateful fuckers, said Pepper Red. Yeah, we are, aren't we? We really are, you're right. Craig, have you ever tried Tiffin, the Irish fruit and nut? Yes, of course I have, Stephen. I don't like them. They wouldn't be my go-to thing, but if there was no other chocolate around, I'd eat it. There's a few bars like that, isn't there? Double deckers. I'm not sure I've ever seen somebody buy a Mars bar in their life, by the way. I think people only eat Mars bars when they come in selection boxes and stuff. I don't ever remember one of my friends going into the shop and buying one, ever. My friend got a prostitute for his 16th birthday from his father. Swear to God, his first time as well. Oh God, I don't know about that one. The Pornhub subscription would be class, but a fucking prostitute for your 16th birthday. Yeah, that's, yeah. I don't know about that. That's a bit fucking weird, isn't it? No, I gave someone a shit. Me cunning bastard. What the fuck, Mars bar thing is actually true. Never seen somebody buy one. It's true. I can't remember either. Who the fuck buys Mars bars? They only exist from selection boxes, the miniature tubs of sweets and stuff like that. Nobody buys Mars bars. Nobody. I don't even know how the fucking things still exist. Raptors getting a genuine Milan Barros shirt as a present. Oh, beauty, Paul. Beauty. Top notch Milan Barros shirt. Away shirt as well, Raptor. Here you go, buddy. I was thinking of you when I got this. I prefer mint crisp to Tiffin. Oh, I like a mint crisp. I do like a mint crisp, Damo, I have to say. I'm a whole nut man myself, though. I like me a bit of chocolate and a bit of nuts in the same thing. Do love it. Love me a whole nut. Did Milan Barros ever look up? Said Megan Anki. Happily bought a Snickers. I love a Mars ice cream in truth. Maybe I'm keeping them in business. Yeah, see, Snickers I'd have bought myself, Jace, as well. There's something to with Snickers. You've got that bit of nuts. You've got a bit of a bite to it. But Mars bar, if you buy a Mars bar, I'm sorry, you're a dreary prick. Snickers though, I do like a Snickers, Jace. I like them duos as well, the double ones when you're feeling extra fat. I bought my son a sponge football, sat on it, farted and threw it. Oh, I bought my son a sponge football, sat on it, farted, threw it at him. He caught it, squeezed and nearly vomited. Brilliant. That's something I would totally do. Pepperhead said, I buy the Aldi Mars bars. The little ones are green, aren't they? The Aldi ones are black, as far as I remember. Are they called Titans or something? Is that the right one, Pepperhead? Are they Titans? Craig likes nuts. Craig likes nuts. Craig is nuts. Yes, Craig and nuts definitely go together. Hi Billy, I'm doing really well, mate. How are you? Thank you for joining in the stream. A battered Mars bar, said Megan Anki. I have tried one of them before. I was in Dublin before and there was a chipper that sold them, so I said I better try them while I'm here. I'll never get another chance. It wasn't too bad actually. It was nicer than I was expecting it to be. Damo said that's savage, Maureen. It really is, isn't it? But let's be honest, probably all have done that at some point or done something similar. It's a belter though. Picnic bars are my favourite, said Stephen Richards. They're one of those things, mate, again, that I don't eat if they were lying around. Never go and buy one. Titan bars. There you go, Connor. And Pepperhead said they are called Titans, mate. There you go. See? We all know our Aldi chocolate. Duos are the way forward. As an old fart, I think duos are probably the same size as single bars were when I was growing up. I'm with you there, Jace. They're only doing this shit was to con us. Now it's getting to the point where you go into the shop to get a packet of crisps or something and you're getting two because one just isn't enough. And it's not because we're all fat cunts. It's because they've gotten smaller. And we're all fat cunts. My sister's boyfriend got me a spice bag for Christmas. Best present ever, said Connor. My daughter is almost addicted to them things, man. Every time I give her money, she's coming home with a fucking spice bag. And for anybody out there who's not Irish and doesn't wonder what a fucking, or doesn't know what a spice bag is, we're not talking about spice as in fucking drugs here. We're talking about, it's a bag from the Chinese that basically has chips, shredded chicken, salt and chili flakes, vegetables. I think there's a few other bits and pieces, peppers and stuff like that in it. Peanut M&Ms, love them. Oh, there you, Stephen. You have me to a T. Connor knows. As soon as I finish this stream, I'm going downstairs. I'm going to the press to take out a packet of crisps. Then I'm going to the freezer where there is a 140 gram bag of peanut M&Ms freezing as we speak, and I will be taking them out and eating them, mate. Peanut M&Ms from the freezer. It's the future, I'm telling you. If you haven't tried them from the freezer, do it. I swear by it. Absolutely love them. And Connor knows I'm deadly serious because I show him nearly every night. I've been eating Mars bars since they helped me work, rest and play, said Crosby Red. Well, they do have that function. They are known and scientifically proved that a Mars bar a day helps you work, rest and play. So there is that point as well. Oh God. The peanut M&M's thing had me there though. I fucking love them things. We were over in Orlando. There's a place in the Florida Mall. It's actually like an M&M store. You might have, actually I think Connor said there's one in London as well. And it's just wall to wall M&M's, different flavours. It's fucking heaven. I'll try the freezer method. Do, mate. Honest to God. Put them in there. Give them a good 3 or 4 hours. I'm telling you, they're the future. I thought you meant Jerry Halliwell when you said his boys back. Oh God. That seems like the perfect place to say goodnight. Jerry Halliwell. What's the nonciest snack? That's one for tomorrow night's stream, I think, Connor. The nonciest snack. Give me time to have a think. Right, guys, look, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night at the same time. Oh, Jerry Halliwell, that's got me, Damo. Thanks to everyone that's joined the stream. And again, if you're watching it on playback or you're joining us for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to us if you do. And of course, you guys who are here, before you head off, just hit the thumbs up button if you can, just to get the numbers up a little bit. But to everyone that joined in, thank you. You're all absolute legends. And we'll talk to you soon. Up the motherfucking Reds.